on Twitch. For anybody who normally listens on Radio Real or White Party Radio, we are having a problem with the software there. We may be able to work it out, we may not. Time will tell. So if I suddenly wander off on a technical mindset, yeah, bear with me.
As opposed to your usual trick of just wandering off on a random tangent anyway.
Yes.
Will anyone actually notice the difference? This is what we ask.
No, probably not. So we'll just start the show as it is right now. So welcome to Monday, November 13th, 2017's Talk of the Tavern. High comedy, low comedy, and a birthday. Now, Gail, I didn't have much chance to talk to you because you were so booked and I did bad math with time zones and gave you the wrong time to start. So sorry about that. So sorry.
It's okay.
Normally,
I'm here now, so we're good, right?
Okay, so the thing I would have told you before is normally I introduce my regular crew and you last because that gives you the most time to talk.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna
I'll shut up now, shall I?
Yeah, we'll act like we said that before we went live. So and normally I have comedic names, but I've been doing tech stuff. So we have the king of comedy, Kevin Crew.
Why, thank you very much indeed. Live and direct from the UK, as always, at horrendous o'clock in the morning. And as always, I'm sticking with my tradition of drinking extremely strong black coffee. This evening, I will be smoking hand-rolled drum tobacco.
Ah, very nice. Then we have the I don't know. Should I start with this, Ed?
Go ahead, start with
The
it.
king of black comedy, Ed Summers.
How y'all doing? Tonight I'm drinking beer. I don't remember what kind it's beer.
Is it a
and I'm
decent one?
vaping honey tobacco.
Is it a decent beer?
Blue Moon, that's what it is.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that's a good beer. That's a good beer.
Yeah.
And
Is it standing alone?
Yes, it is.
Aww. And then, of course, we have the queen of comedic input and timing, Andrea of Night Owl Creations.
Oh, yay. Hi. Tonight, right now, it is coffee. New England French vanilla and Starbucks mocha. And I have cats everywhere.
Sweet. And
You'll
then,
see them on camera.
Is it too soon?
for what? No, probably not.
Never.
Go ahead, Ed. Go on.
No, go on. Continue.
Oh, all right. And I'm still checking with Gabby of Radio Real, seeing if we could work out the other issue, which I don't think we're going to be able to work out tonight. So sorry for everybody who normally listens on Radio Real and White Party Radio. Come join us on Twitch, because you can't hear me say this anyway. Now, our exciting special guest, who we gave a list of like, oh, here's all the shows we have open. Which one do you want to join in? And Gail Carriger, international bestseller, author, personality, and adorable cutie, said, oh, I want to be on high comedy, low comedy, and a birthday. And I'm like, you sure? So welcome, Gail.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys.
Oh,
It's fun to be back, even if we're in a new and different form. You guys shift your forms every time I come back. I'm like, oh, we're doing it this way. Okay,
I tell you what,
let's do it.
Twitch has done so much to bring in new audience and everything, though. I've really come to
It's
adore
great.
Twitch.
This is my Twitch debut, as it were.
Oh.
So, hi.
But you had a huge busy schedule today, didn't you? You were like on like 15 other things.
I did. Well, you guys said like come on and do a live, but you're gonna be like live in person,
Right.
which meant that I had to put on my makeup and find a cute shirt and like do my little hair. So then I was like, well, if I'm gonna go through that much effort, I'm gonna do a Facebook Live. So I did a Facebook Live before this for an hour, and then because I was gonna do a Facebook Live, I did a group live before that. And so I've just had since 2:00 I've been online talking to people. So
Nice.
I'll shut up now.
No, you keep going. You're okay. You know how it is here.
I'm drinking smart water.
For a smart
because
woman.
I forgot that I was supposed to bring something to drink. And I'm gonna make some tea though. I'm gonna rush downstairs and get it to Sane.
Yeah, you just let us know when you need to. Hit mute and run off and come back. Now, is your cat with you today?
No, I'm in my office today.
Okay,
so my office is remote. It's separate from my house.
Gotcha.
So no cat. She's home being pampered.
Well, Andrea has spared
Yeah,
where she's at.
who remember last time the cat kept walking in front of me.
I got my birthday crown from Andrea. She gave me a birthday crown.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You're king of birthdays.
Yeah, it originally said unbirthday, but she put an F in front of it. So it's effing unbirthday. So there we go.
Are you going to tell us how old you are?
I'm 46. Yeah, I have no problem with it. What's that?
I'd like to say you don't look a day over 45.
Sweet. Well, I will tomorrow.
Maybe a day.
It's Oh, now at this point in time, we usually have our intro. Now we won't have the musical breaks, and I did queue up the song you asked for, Gail. I had that available, but yeah, I don't because we don't have the radio
He's just
stations.
going to sing it for you.
I only heard it once. Oh goodness! But we can at least
Whatever.
mention the artist and everything. Do you want to tell the people about the song I had picked, or you had picked out, and I was going to play?
Okay. I picked John Anelio's Steampunk Girl, which is one of my favorite sort of steampunk-oriented indie pieces. I just think it is a really fun, happy, sing-along sort of song, and I like it a lot, so that's why I picked it. It also happens to be the intro-outro music for my podcast, so
Very nice.
I have a
Now,
bit of an affection for it.
do you have a link for your podcast?
So we are theoretically on iTunes. We're only 3 episodes in,
Do you
and so
have
iTunes
a
makes
link
you
for
wait
your
until you
podcast?
have a couple of episodes before they let you upload. So we're theoretically there, but we're pretty easy to find anywhere we are because the name of the podcast is 20-Minute Delay, and it's spelt 20 as in 20. So we show up at the top of everything because it wasn't intentional, I swear.
Good job.
Yeah.
Smart
It's a travel podcast, everybody. So we talk about like hacking travel and, what snacks to pack and what gadgets to bring and that sort of stuff. So.
Nice. Now,
Yeah.
anybody who is on Twitch, feel free to ask questions throughout the show. Gail, are you watching Twitch as we speak?
I don't know how.
Okay.
I am on Skype, and in the grand tradition of Skype, I have nothing else open because everything else would cause it to lag. So
I will just interrupt you
I
and
don't
read
even,
off questions
I wouldn't even
people
know
have.
how to start with.
Don't worry about
Great, because I wouldn't even know where to start with Twitch. I think
'Cause-
you have to have a gaming console.
it. No, not at all.
No.
You just go to
I don't.
twitch.tv/Talk of the Tavern. It'll pop up streaming the video. And yeah, it's that easy. But don't worry about it. We will just read off questions if anybody has any, as well as their comments throughout the show, whether they relate to you or not, because we love our peoples.
Great.
So normally during the intro part, we discuss what went on in our lives this past week. So anybody have anything interesting? Somebody's up. There's Kevin playing with his cock. See, in Twitch, they get shots.
Please, if we have a refined guest, you need to explain that.
I really am. So in Twitch, we set up a store, and for people watching, they get shots. They're like points, and they can go spend these on sound effects or other things. One of them is a rooster crowing, which is labeled cock. So if Kevin is playing with his cock, it means he's making the rooster crow.
Got it.
See, we just start right out with, there's just no buffer zone here, is there?
Okay.
None whatsoever.
Okay, so now, Gail, I know you had quite a few things go on, so we're going to go ahead and take you last. That way we could take all the time to talk about your new book release and everything. But we'll start with Ed. So what's the floor update, sir?
I did not go camping.
Oh, no.
Last minute, the campground called. They had a water issue, so we canceled that. However, my bar floor is completely laid. Three coats of poly,
Nice.
and I'll be ready to put the furniture back. Woohoo!
So you
Nice.
have done 3 coats, or you have 3 coats to do?
I have to put 3 coats of poly on it.
Okay.
I'll do that tomorrow. Has to sit up for 72 hours. We can put the furniture back. I still got to make all the trim, but hey, the floor is down, so furniture can go back in place.
So sometime in the next week or 2, we may be able to get over there and do the drinking.
It's looking that way.
Sweet. Okay.
I'm so excited.
So Kevin,
I'll start rowing.
anything exciting with you this week?
Not really. I had the monthly meeting of the Reptile Club, which was a cool one because it was kind of close to the closest one we had to Halloween. So it was inverts. So we had a lot of the guys who keep things like praying mantis, stick insects, tarantulas, all those sort of creepy crawlies and
Did you say
bugs.
stick insects?
Yes, dick insects. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes.
And hello to the Countess and Jean. Good to see the both of you.
Yes, hello,
Of course,
Jean. Hello,
Matricula. I don't know if
Victoria.
you said that out loud, but Matricula, we love you. Thank you for coming and joining
Oh,
us.
hi, Matricula.
And by the way, Gail, somebody listening, Matricula has been a guest on the show quite a few times. She has her own Twitch channel, and she does the most entertaining parody/filk music because she is so innocent looking and adorable, and she does this clown makeup, and then she sings these filthy, filthy songs. So, and she also knits vulvas and such on air.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
It's an eclectic little
Everybody
group.
has a thing. Very.
Well, if they shop from her, everybody can have her thing. So, Andrea, anything interesting with you this week? Go on.
Otters.
Oh, you want
Not
to tell
the
them?
cat otter that's laying here. We saw otters at, where was it? Maymont in Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
We saw otters, and they were swimming and cuddling, and they were adorable, and I'm so happy.
We like otters.
And then we do. And then Saturday, we had a birthday party for you.
We did. It was a very relaxed get-together of people coming and going. People dozed on the couch. It was my kind of party.
It's
Sat
great.
out back and had a drink and a cigar with somebody. And by the way, tonight I didn't mention, but I am drinking the Chivas Regal that Tom brought over. And I am smoking Autumn Evening to begin with in a nice freehand, maybe moving to Cornell and Deal Black Dog tobacco. So
Was there food at the party?
there was. It was hot
Yes.
dogs and hamburgers on the grill, and then of course cheese and meat platter and cake. There was cake, and there was
cake.
other stuff. But
Just snacky food.
yeah, we believe. I've never been the college party kind of guy. I've always been the get together, hang out, and BS for a few hours type of party guy. So it's kind of like the show without cameras and recording stuff. So
Fractionally
one-
more alcohol.
And at one point, we watched Smurfs, the movie.
we did. The
So-
Smurfs movie.
Party hard. But then Sunday, we went.
I question your life choices, but okay.
We did watch Sing
And
also.
then-
That helps.
Yes, Sing is awesome. But then Sunday, we met up with a local steampunk group here for a steampunk salon at, what was it, an Irish pub?
Rare Old Times in Richmond, Virginia. It's a Irish
First
pub
time
I used
I've
to
been
frequent. Mm-hmm. And Hannah and Kaylin organized that and set it up, and it was a very nice dinner out. It's been a long time since I've been there. It was nice to revisit it. By the way, Gail, the pipe isn't going to bother you, is it?
Why would the pipe bother me?
Just in case the smoke bothers you.
No.
Good to hear.
It'd be pretty miraculous to travel all the way to California.
I'm a talented
It's
guy.
it's Travis's pipe, not my pipe.
So yeah, I think she kind of covered everything that I did in the past week. I know what
We
I
did
have.
other stuff.
I have birthday cards people sent me. I got one for my son, and I'm not going to read them or anything. I'm just going to show them and throw them to the side here. I have to do Andrea's last. Here's one from the party. And do you guys remember the old joke where it's all candy bars and they make a really naughty little story by using all candy bar names?
Yes.
Yes.
Gail, do you?
I don't know. My version's probably different to yours because
One
I would
payday,
assume-
Mr. Goodbar took Mary Jane out behind Powerhouse on Fifth Avenue, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You have it almost exactly.
I think Ed wrote the card.
He began to feel her mounds. That was pure almond joy and made her Tootsie Roll. He let out a snicker and his Butterfinger went up her juicy fruit and caused a Milky Way. She screamed, "Oh, Henry," as she squeezed his Peter, Paul, and Zagnuts. Mary Jane said, "You're even better than the Three Musketeers." Soon she was a bit chunky and 9 months later had a baby Ruth.
Candy bars are dirty.
I have heard something very similar, but I imagine my version would sound as unrecognizable to you as that version did to me.
Probably.
I recognized about two of those.
And then from one of my
Different candy.
very favorite odd friends.
I'd get it though. I ate candy on both continents.
Oh, there you go. See that?
Awesome. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, my friend.
Yeah.
Wow.
All candy. I still hold that Opal Fruits beats Starbursts hands down.
Yes.
And
Although
Gold Bars.
they're now Starburst here as well.
Oh.
Opal Fruits.
I know.
no
They sold out.
more.
It's
Yeah.
very sad. Very sad.
And then
Yeah.
I got
Sorry.
that as a present. It's
Still-
a Ninja Squirrel.
We still have. Oh, nice. We still have orange club bars, though, Andrew. You'll be glad to hear.
I love club bars. They're my favorite.
Nothing to compare here.
Mine's Tonics.
Tonics, nice.
Tonics
Caramel
for-
wafer.
Always and forever in my heart.
Well, Kevin, next time we come
I
over,
love
we
them.
have to have some of those.
I was on
Okay.
I was on an excavation once. They're like a ridiculous candy bar to a love with the passion that I love them. But I was on an excavation once in the UK where we decided to attempt to measure how many Tonics would fit inside of the shed that we were sheltering in from the pouring rain and not excavating because we had nothing else to do. So that's what we did.
Amazing.
What part of the UK were you in for that excavation?
Oh, northern. It was Trent Peak, so it was
Okay.
somewhere up
Just-
in that district.
He's in the Isle of Wight, so just making sure you weren't in his neighborhood or something.
I know. No one
Yeah.
excavates there.
Completely the opposite. No, they do is they send all their old fossils down here to die.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Florida.
Yeah,
No one wants
basically.
to
Yeah.
dig them up
That was
again either.
No.
So
No,
let's
I live on an island that's trapped in the 1950s, but vainly struggling to reach the 1960s by the mid 2050s.
quite the
Well-
timetable. Oh, by the way, want to do a quick reminder here that it is Movember, and for anybody who is looking to support men's health issues such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer, men's depression, and suicide, make sure you look up their website. And other than that, how's the beards coming, guys?
Scruffy.
Yeah, same here. Not amazingly.
I cheated. See, Gail, I grow
Did you?
hair so slowly that I didn't shave beforehand, so I'm just letting it grow more, and they'll still beat me by the end of the month. Now, Gail, you've had some cool stuff
Yes.
go on in the past week or so, haven't you?
Yes, I launched a book,
Tell us.
which is exciting.
Mhm.
Yes, it's this one, which is my first gay romance in the Parasolverse, primary romance.
Mhm.
There have been gay boys in
Right.
all of my books in some form or another. Yeah, it's really a fan service. This one, a bunch of my readers have been waiting for these two for ages, so finally wrote it for them. And yeah, and in classic launch fashion, a ton of things have gone wrong, but I think it is impossible to bring a book out into the world without tons of things going wrong with it, and every single time it's something different. So like something goes wrong with the last book, and I put systems in place to prevent that from happening with the next one, and then something goes wrong with this one. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is fun, whatever.
Yeah, well,
So,
anybody that
yeah,
knows
that's kind of
how it goes won't hold it against you.
no. In fact, that was
Mhm.
one of the tricks I've learned with my readers is just to be like, hey guys, this is what went wrong. Sorry. Sets of circumstances I tried to prevent, but there it is. And everybody is really, really understanding. Human beings like a because. So if you can just say, this is went wrong, and this is why, and I am sorry, then they're universally forgiving. At least my fans are. So
Well, you got a good
I
team.
have learned simply to go straight to the internet and tell everybody what's going on.
Very good. Now,
Not try to hide it. Yeah.
Andrea has a confession to make. She won't finish Parasol Protectorate.
You
I'm on
why
the
not?
last. Well, I have one chapter left, and there's been one chapter left. I don't want it to end.
You can just reread it. Trust me, like you'll learn all sorts of new things on the second pass. But like this one pretty much follows up at the end of that one. So if that makes you feel okay, you can finish that one, and then you
Yes.
still have this
When
one
I
that comes.
when I saw that came out, I'm like, okay, I'm going to finish this. Where's the best place to get that book? They're
Pretty
new
much
ones.
anywhere you can. If you want to get it in physical copy, it might be a little hard at the moment, but
I do
whatever's
Kindle.
comfortable for you. Oh, then just get it on Amazon.
Amazon. Will do.
Yeah, I make them like I'm very invested in making sure that they're like reasonably priced and as accessible as possible because
Now, did
I
you,
want people to read them. Strangely
did you
enough,
self-publish on this one?
yeah. This is my fourth self-published.
Okay.
Yeah, I've self-published a bunch now. Yeah, I've got 2 other novellas in this one, all in the Parasolverse.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Madame LeFou's book,
Oh.
Andrea.
Okay.
And then this one's a follow-up to the Finishing School series. And then there's this one. And then I've got, this is very exciting for those people on the radio. And then I've got this one, which is a proper book, the Simage Solution. And this is my naughty book. Very, very, very sexy. So, yeah, and those are
Let me
all
see that
independently
cover
done.
again.
Hold it straight to the camera for him.
Oh yeah, that is sexy. Yeah, very, very sexy.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I've jumped whole hog into indie pageant publishing while still traditionally publishing. So I'm pretty much a hybrid author, like going strong.
Happy with it?
I love it. I really
Good.
I like it both. Yeah. I love the control with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get to what cover I want. I get to lay it out how I like. I get to write what I want, like completely. So
you still have an editor that'll tell you to cut stuff, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I have a developmental editor, a copy editor, and a proof editor, all of whom I pay out of pocket when it's my books.
Good. Just don't go the George R.R. Martin route, where just prattle on for 700 pages and 300 of them were unnecessary.
No, I never overwrite it. I'm an underwriter as a rule. Yeah, people get mad at me because they're too short, but I was like, I said what I needed to say, and then I stopped.
Well, let's do the opening toast, and then we can get to the topic. We don't have songs to break things up today. We just got to do it when we feel like it. So, hey, here's to comedy, highbrow or lowbrow. I love to laugh.
I drink to that.
Yeah. So I guess we could start by defining high comedy and low comedy, and say that
high comedy is all forms of comedy you've not heard on this show.
No, we do have some highbrow comedy because usually it's a situational comedy. A lot of times it's satire or making fun of the upper classes, and we've definitely done that. I would assume.
This is the entire reason you enlisted me to be on the show, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're British and we don't know no better.
Yeah.
No better? Wow, that's good. I'm speaking good. And then, of course,
proper
low comedy.
You was learned.
Being the beauty of, in my opinion, limericks, puns. So, yeah, if anybody has a problem with puns, they should just open the door and leave. Yeah. By the way,
I can see this is going to be a punful evening.
Yeah, baby. So let's see. Let me just start marking down times where we can just see. We can do clips of the show since it's being recorded on video. Twitch allows us to pull certain parts out and do 10-second to 20-minute clips, whatever we want. So if you see something or hear something that's just hilarious, you just tell me clip that, Travis, and I'll write down the time, and later I'll go pull it out and make a separate little video of it.
I see.
Good.
I like having you at my beck and call, so I'll just do that all the time.
My number is. So.
Technology is great, and I just bought the book, so when the show is over, I have to read it.
Did you just go purchase the book?
I did. It's on my Kindle now.
So next time we meet up, she'll have to bring her Kindle, and you can sign her Kindle.
With all my books.
I believe it. I have not, because people are like, stop vandalizing my stuff, Travis. I'm like, but I signed Gail's name. Doesn't matter. They're so picky. So
I've signed Sherry Priest's books on multiple occasions now. Because early on in the early movement of steampunk, we were pretty much the only 2 women writing steampunk, and as a direct result of that, we're constantly confused for each other. And so people would keep running up to me, and I'd be like, Sherry Priest, sign my books, and I'd be like, okay, Gail Carriger. And apparently people would do the same thing to her, and so we had a little competition going where we were like, how many have you signed of mine, and how many, It was pretty fun.
That's cool. At least you're both cool with it, because...
Yeah, and then whenever we're on panels, we always switch name tags.
Oh, that's great.
See, that's comedy. And Matricula says that She's not high comedy, except maybe the science songs. No, you definitely have
No,
Mhm.
she's not high comedy because she's so tiny. She's
Oh, no.
adorable. I love Matricula. This is why I have blue lipstick.
Because of Matricula.
I blame her. I do.
Mm.
I had to buy some.
Okay, so let's just get right in here. Give me some of your best, worst jokes. Gail, do you have a horrible joke that just makes people cringe that you love?
Oh my goodness. That's you putting me right on the spot. I
You're
don't
welcome.
tell jokes.
Okay.
I'm not that kind of person.
Well,
I don't
I'll
have
tell you one of
anything to
mine.
pull.
Andrea told me
Okay.
to quit impersonating flamingos, and I had to put my foot down.
Wow.
Those are good.
Yeah, God, I love bad jokes like that. Ed, do you have a horrible joke you love?
I just don't do jokes no more. You know, you already stole mine, Mr. Goodpart, Mary Jane. Yeah,
You have that whole thing memorized?
I used to.
Now, Kevin, I'm going to save you for last because we'll just be here the rest of the show with you.
Only because I'm British, so all of our jokes take 19 minutes.
And 2 pints at least.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Except the sex jokes. 2 minutes, no more.
Ooh.
Andrea, you have a horrible
Ooh.
joke?
Just shot of scotch for a sex joke.
Andrea?
Do I have no?
You have no jokes?
Not. Well.
What about a giraffe walks into a bar and says, "Highballs on me"?
That's funny because it's true. Horse walked into a bar, and the bartender's like, "Why the long face?"
Yep.
That's a bad joke.
I do have a joke I really love. I just remembered.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It's like the stupidest joke in the world. Are you ready?
Oh,
It
yeah.
requires participation.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Go.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Who's there?
Interrupting toaster.
Interrupted toaster.
Big toaster.
Toast! Toast! That's it. That's the joke.
See, I do the same thing with interrupting cow.
I know interrupting cow makes sense because you say moo, but interrupting toaster, you just yell toast as loud as you can.
See, that
and
works
it's
great
just
for the show.
stupid.
Toast. Okay, Gail,
Yeah,
do a toast.
Toast! Toast!
Give us a toast.
Toast.
Here's to bad jokes.
There. That's my sole joke, man. That's
Oh,
sad.
My favorite joke that Travis does: tell the chicken joke.
No, do you want
And the
Kevin to
frog
tell it, or
joke.
do you want me to tell it?
I don't know. Somebody tell it.
Because Kevin always tells it, and I don't like to interrupt him.
No, you tell it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there was one day I was working in a library. I was guessing my early 20s or whatever. And it was a rather slow library. We weren't a big town. And a chicken walks in, just slams through the doors. They bang against the walls. I look up surprised, and the chicken just marches straight over to the counter, looks me straight in the eye with his little beady black eyes, and he says, "Buck, buck, 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 buck." And I stare at the chicken because it's a fucking chicken. And it says, "Buck, buck, 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 buck." And I said, okay. And I give it like 3 or 4 books. And it picks it up and slides it under its wing and marches out the door. Well, it's about lunchtime. I just finished, I think it was like a liverwurst sandwich. Not my favorite, but you know, you eat what you got. And that same chicken comes storming in, and he's stomping this time, the way a chicken does. You know, right up to the counter, and it glares at me, slitted little beady eyes, and says, "Buck, buck, 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 buck." I'm like, okay, hold on. And I get us some more books that I think a chicken would like, you know. So nothing with KFC in it. It tucks it under his arm, and it wanders out. It's just before closing, that same damn chicken comes in. Not returning anything. It looks angry. Now, I've seen cockfights, so I'm not going to argue with this chicken, because that'll tear you up. And it starts yelling at me, "Buck, buck, 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 buck." So I slide it some more books, and it tucks it under his wing, and it storms out, and I'm like, you know, I got to find out what's going on with this chicken. So I quickly lock up and I follow it down the street, keeping my distance. And it goes down to the end of the block and it stops at a bus stop. Gets on the bus and I hurriedly get on the bus also, trying to seem discreet and whatnot. And the bus goes and it's the one that takes us to the end of town. And once we get there, it gets off and I get off, moments later, following at a distance, and it heads off into a field. The grass is parting, I'm able to follow it, and it goes into some wooded area. And it goes all the way through the woods with me ducking behind trees so it doesn't know I'm following it. And it goes to the edge of the swamp, because I lived in Florida. We got swamps. And there it stands, picking each book from under its wing and flinging it into the swamp while yelling, "Buck! Buck! Buck! Buck!" And I'm like, what the hell is this chicken doing? And I creep closer, and there's this huge bullfrog on a lily pad staring at it with very droll eyes going, "Reddit, Reddit, Reddit."
Hooray!
So I quit being a librarian because hell. And now every time the pigs and the cows come from my neighbor's yard, I have flashbacks. That's a true story. The pig and the cow part. And the chicken part.
I can't even begin to imagine what a cow flashback would look like.
Well, I have a picture.
Little black, little white.
Black and white flashback. Oh, yeah, Ed, thank you for posting that. Just so everybody knows, we're broadcasting out of Williamsburg, Virginia, Retro Daddy-O, where it has all your geek needs, old and new, from vinyl albums to Harry Potter and Star Trek and Star Wars and everything in between. So if you're in Williamsburg, Virginia, come check it out. You won't regret it. And Jen is awesome.
Yes,
So,
she is.
Gail, have you ever heard the story about the damage to my yard thanks to redneck livestock?
No.
So,
Should I have?
Probably not. I don't know why I would ever tell you until now. So, where I moved from a rather urban area, not necessarily a big city, to a very rural area where there are more cows than people. And when I bought this house, it was a great deal. 2 acres, 1,600 square feet, 5 bedrooms, $45,000. Had to put some money into it, but pretty decent for the price. Well, what I didn't realize is my neighbor, it was his father's house, and it had been in foreclosure like 4 years previous, and he had planned to buy it any day now. But I bought it before he could, because I just rushed in after 4 years and bought it without him realizing it was going to sell.
Okay.
Well, apparently other people had problems with this guy where they went to buy it, and he bullied them out. So
wow.
Yeah. With me, I didn't realize this until I had paid money when he's standing on my front porch telling me how, I was in the Marines. I was a sharpshooter. And I'm the godfather of this. My uncle lives over there. He's always drunk. My cousin lives over there. He's always on drugs. Oh, yeah. But I keep him in line because I'm the godfather. Okay.
Charming?
Yeah. What a winner. Well, he has livestock, which on one hand, it's amusing when you wake up at 7 in the morning and you see somebody playing hide and seek with their cow, trying to get them back into the pen where they belong. Yeah, that's a true story, too. I took pictures, put it on Facebook. There was one, I guess, last December. Actually, Andrea went, "Travis, there's pigs in the yard." I went, "What?" And I go out, and there's like 3 or 4 pigs in the front yard rooting through my yard, and they tore up, and I don't know, do you know much about pigs?
No.
They will tear
really?
a yard up.
They make bacon.
They're tasty. I know that about pigs.
But they will.
They go through bone like butter.
But they were like digging for whatever, and they would dig like 6-inch trenches, pushing the dirt up. So now you have almost like 8 to 12-inch trenches with the rise. And when I saw this, I went, okay, let's just go out, bang a pot, scare them away. The next day they're back. Okay, let's call animal control, because I don't know whose pigs these are. I could guess, but I don't know. By the way, animal control shows up in her like SpongeBob pajama bottoms. And walks across the field, knocks on the neighbor's door, finds out whose pigs they are, says, "Go get your pigs. They don't belong there." And she comes back and she says, if they're an issue, you can shoot them if you feel like you're threatened by them. I'm like, great to know. I'd just rather not start a neighborhood war with my neighbors by shooting his pig. Well, over the next week to 10 days, they returned multiple times.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like almost a full acre was just tore up. Now, I have no problem eating a pig, but I don't want to shoot a pig for just doing what a pig does. And I went over and talked to the neighbor again and said, you need to keep your pigs out of my yard, please. I don't want any problems here. And they're like, oh, yeah, no problem. And they returned. Now, I don't know where your stance is on this, but I do own a gun. I went outside, fired into the air while the neighbor was outside. The pigs ran away. They never came back in my yard because the neighbor heard the gun. But I then had a yard that was decimated and you couldn't mow because you now have these dips and valleys. There was another time my cats, and I have 7 now, but at this point in time I only had 3. They're all at the window, puffed up, hissing at like 11 at night. I'm like, what the hell is in my yard? Could be a coyote, could be a drunk redneck. You just don't know. Countess says, shoot the pig sounds like a euphemism. Yeah, but I'm not a bard, guys. So I open the door and I go out, and from in front of my deck, my front deck, whatever it is, a porch, a cow looks up at me like, oh, damn, it's a person. And it, at high speed for a cow, which means a slow mosey, wanders around the house. So I grab my phone and go around the house and I take pictures because I had tore up my lattice work that I had put down. And I have an addition on the back of my house, which is 4 feet, 5 feet off the ground, 4.5, whatever. It's under there, and I took a picture, and there's a scared cow staring at me, shitting underneath my house. So the next day, the cow was taken care of by the neighbor, not me. And I took pictures of the damage and took pictures and videos of the damage of the pigs. And then his chickens would always come over. And previously, goats had come over and eaten the plants that Andrea had planted. And I had talked to him about that. This is the life I live now. And for the chicken damage, I just took pictures. They knocked over one little owl cutesy thing in my front yard. I went, chicken damage, took a picture of it. So
Travis.
Yeah.
Fire freezer.
You want me to send you some snakes?
Very big fences.
It's
I say play him at his own game. Get some kind of horrendously invasive animal that you can let loose on his property.
I have cats.
Yeah, big dog would be good.
Skunks.
Oh, they're adorable, aren't they?
Oh, there's already skunks out here. There's skunks out
Or
here.
you could go the opposite direction. You could go into the arena of fleas and bedbugs.
Ooh. Well, it's
Spiders.
Spiders.
What did Gene just post? It's like a scary link.
What?
What, scary as in it looks scary, or scary as in the kind you're worried might infect your computer?
No, it's like as content-lga3-1.xsfbcd.
Yeah, where?
On the Facebook event page.
I was just saying, I don't see it on Twitch.
No, it's but anyhow, I'll check that out later when I'm not worried about Windows screwing up anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, by the way, the neighbor has now moved because his wife was in a very bad car accident, which was questionable, and he came into money, so he moved, and he's rented out to his relatives, which, by the way, are very pleasant people who try to keep the peace with me, and I really appreciate that.
That is good.
Yeah, well, I have good conversations with them, very friendly. There was one point in time, he has piles of old refrigerators and bent up cars and stuff in his yard, and they were scooping them into a pile, and they cleared out a wood pile that was actually from him on my property from before when I moved in. And his uncle, who now lives there, cleaned it up for me, and I really appreciate that neighborly act. Okay, end of story. I got nothing else. What kind of tea you drinking?
I am just drinking lemon zinger. I just want something to keep my vocal cords going, given that I've been talking nonstop for hours. So that's it. Just something warm and soothing. But I didn't want to be put to sleep, so chamomile and mint are out.
Pig stories would do that. Okay. So let's see. Kevin, I'm going to turn to you. Give us some jokes.
Yes. Some jokes. Oh, man. Well, just like that off the top of my head. I don't know if I know any. Dear God. Where do you want to start? Okay, let's start. Andrea did a whole bunch of some of my favourite ones. The old guy walked into a bar jokes. I've got two of those, of that variety. One's a short one, one's a longer one. Short one first.
Warm it up.
Huh?
Warm it up.
Do you need an opener?
No.
Okay.
Two bits of grey tarmac are having a pint together one day when a piece of red tarmac walks in and goes up to the bar and orders a drink. And one piece of grey tarmac turns to the other piece of grey tarmac and says, "Keep your head down and watch out for him. A fucking psychopath."
See, we don't know what red tarmac is here in the U.S.
Yeah, in this country, on a road where there's a psychopath, a lane designated for cyclists, it's in red tarmac to denote that to drivers.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I think I saw that.
Mm-hmm. They have them in London. They have them in London all over the place because London obviously attempts to be a very metropolitan city, so it accommodates all kinds of travel. So there is a lot of cycle lanes, bus lanes. So they're quite often dominated by different coloured tarmac, so that people don't drive in the wrong lane by accident.
That reminds me of the guy who walked into a bar with a piece of asphalt under his arm, and he says, "Bartender, give me one and one for the road." We're boring, Gail. So where do you get your glasses,
Terrible.
Gail?
These ones were given to me actually, and then I had my reading prescription put into them. So if I'm doing something online on the internet or like a live or something, I'm usually wearing these because they're for close-up work.
No, I'm curious.
A fan just gave them to me.
How often do you get gifts from your fans?
All the time. I call it tribute. I keep like changing my books and putting stuff in the books in the hopes that the tribute will follow. So like from after the first books, everybody gave me tea all the time and sort of octopus themed stuff. And I'm like, that's great. I love both these things, although I am really picky about my tea. But then I was like, okay, I'll name my next series the Custard Protocol series because custard is my favorite dessert in the hopes that people would just give me custard all the time. This has not worked.
No,
very sad.
Letdown.
Or
I know, it's a big
coupons
letdown.
Would be good too. And Karen Nerds Out, thanks for just following us on Twitch. And also, Matricula has redeemed a dad joke. So now I got to remember one of my dad jokes. That would be something like, oh goodness, really, the pressure. I have a whole book full of them. Okay, hold on. I'll pull one up. Kevin, tell your next joke, and then I'll do the dad joke.
Okay, so a guy walks into the pub one afternoon. He's the only customer. Tuesday afternoon, quiet period. So he orders a pint of lager. And the landlord says, "Sir, I've got a couple of jobs to do. Do you mind if I just nip down to the cellar and do some bottling up?" The guy's like, "No, of course not." So the landlord goes off downstairs, and the guy's left on his own. And he hears a voice in the bar behind him. And it says, "Look at you sado, having a drink on a Tuesday afternoon without your mates with you. What kind of sad, lonely alcoholic comes to a bar at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon? You'll be ashamed of yourself." So the guy spins round on the spot to confront his accuser. And there's nothing there. Bunch of tables and chairs, old-fashioned jukebox in the corner. Nobody there. While he's facing that way, from behind him in the direction of the bar, he hears a second voice. And this one says, "Don't listen to him. You're looking sharp this afternoon. You've worked hard all week. There's nothing going on at the office. There's no reason why you couldn't skip out early. And you're just having a nice cold pint on a hot British summer's day on your way home. Just ignore that guy. You're doing great and you look fantastic." So again, he spins around. Nothing, just the bar there. No one in sight. Then the landlord comes back upstairs. So the confused guy relates to him what's just happened. And the landlord says, "Oh, I am so sorry, sir. I forgot to mention before I went downstairs. The jukebox is out of order, but the peanuts are complimentary."
And for the dad joke, I went to a bookstore and asked the saleswoman where the self-help section was, and she looked at me and said, if she told me it'd defeat the purpose.
Oh.
Oh,
Ouch.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and yes, we have it where you can actually see the dancing shark and the emojis blasting across the screen now on Twitch. We fixed all those issues as well. Now, are you guys listening on Twitch? Are you hearing the noises like when Kevin plays with his cock? Let us know. Just crow out.
What do you call a fake noodle?
What do you call a fake noodle?
An impasta.
Oh.
Gail, are you taking notes for your next book? You
I
can
like
have a
that
character.
Twitter had a freak out where it was ruin a book in one cover, and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm stealing everything for chapter titles.
Sweet.
One of my favorites was the Drapes of Wrath, which made me very, very happy. It's like, especially as I have an elaborate curtain like crisis in the opening chapter of my new book. I was like, God damn it, if I only had had that 6 months ago, I would have totally put it in the book. But I absolutely followed that hashtag with reverence, waiting for the best puns to like thieverize and reuse elsewhere.
Nice. Now, are you like putting them as quotes from that Twitter user as the chapter title?
No.
Okay.
No, because something like that, like a million people come up with the same one.
Very true.
You know,
Very
like
true.
80 people spontaneously came up with Drapes of Wrath because there's only so many things you can do with that title, right?
Well, you could always use Talk of the Tavern if you need. I don't mind.
Oh, okay.
Free reign.
I don't have very many taverns in my book, though.
No, I'm just saying to credit.
Yeah, oh, for credit. I'll just credit you guys.
I'm just pushing for free publicity. Don't pay it any mind. We have quite a few people on Twitch right now, by the way, and hello to everybody who is.
Hey,
joining.
Twitch.
Most of them are moderators, which is always fun.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Basically, I have made Kevin.
What are you doing,
Sorry,
Kevin?
sorry.
Guys have it.
I'm trying to see the little tiny people in there in Twitch.
I've made Matricula, Kevin, Ed, and Andrea moderators, so we're monitoring the chat, and of course we appear as in the chat also. So there we go. And there's Matricula's little things. Let's do one. What are we doing?
Flowers.
Oh.
I don't know what
What's the
Matricula wants to
flowers?
do, but she wants to do one.
Let's do one.
Victoria heard me playing with my jolly good. Glad to hear that.
Very nice. Very nice. And I have all the
I
dad
think
jokes.
she did a sound.
She did.
That's funny.
So that
Yes.
link might not be correct, Ed, because you didn't put a space afterwards.
It worked.
Did it work? Okay, good enough. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but I don't know where the N came from and buy our shit. But anyway.
But buy it, damn it. Do what the man says.
You know what? When we go into hold on a second, let me allow that. When we go into This Week in History and we go to Weird News, we will have some high comedy for you in Weird News this week.
Oh, is that what that is? Did you hear about the circus fires? It was intense.
The wife and I tried bondage the other week, but there was too many strings attached.
My father used to tell, he had like 3 jokes. This was one of his. You know, me and my wife would go check in a hotel and they asked if we wanted cable because it was that era where you had cable as an option. And he's like, no thanks, we'll use ropes like normal people. Yeah, that was like one of his 3 jokes. I can't remember the other 2 right now. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Oh, man.
You know the number 1 cause of divorce?
Lawyers?
Marriage.
Yes, marriage. Marriage. What brings us together today?
Gail, do you like Princess Bride?
I used to love The Princess Bride, and then as many things have happened in my life, it's been ruined for me when I started to think about the gender dynamics. And then I was like, you know what I would love? I would love a gender-swapped Princess Bride. So now that's what I'm waiting for.
You know what? Actually,
wouldn't it be great?
We just watched it like 2 weeks ago, and I had that same moment where I'm like, oh God, she's so helpless. What is wrong with her?
Yeah, why?
So that's something nice that is happening nowadays in movies and media where, yeah, I can go with, a woman can't lift something heavy because she doesn't have upper body strength, but that doesn't mean she's not capable in a dozen other ways.
I was kind of like, oh man, I love this movie so much as a kid, and now it is a work of genius in terms of like dialogue and acting and comedy and many other aspects, but it does not hold up from a philosophical standpoint, at least not for me. So
it is.
Yes,
I just quote it all the time.
It's the most wonderful movie ever, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not Blazing Saddles?
In that regard. Blazing Saddles pretty freaking good too.
It's quotable too.
We're going to get Mel Brooks, then I will throw down for Men in Tights like there's no tomorrow.
Yes.
Another movie with
I love that movie. It's a dumb movie, and I love it.
But at least the princess is capable.
Well, she's like the ultimate ineffectual in that movie, but that's kind of the point.
Because it's a parody, and that's okay. So, I don't know how much hot comedy we'll have. Can we think of some before we go into limericks? Because, I do love
Oh, gosh.
Hey, I know. Bet you Gail has a pocket full of limericks.
I do have limericks. Like, strangely enough, I have limericks.
See? That's good comedy there.
Yeah.
Do you ever have somebody who just hate puns, and because of that, you can't stop using puns when they're around?
Yes.
All of my friends for the last 41 years.
Maybe they didn't have a problem with them. Go ahead, Gail.
I'm just gonna say I like weirdly love puns. I mean, good puns. There are high puns and low puns if you want to make a distinction.
There are.
But my partner is a punster, and I will occasionally like groan, and I will occasionally laugh. And said partner is always like, I can never understand which one is gonna hit which. And I was like, well, it just sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. I will judge your puns. But I've been known to pun on occasion, but it really is as the situation warrants. Like, if I am that fast off the cuff, then I will do a pun. But I can't, like, just come up with them. It has to. It's really situational comedy.
Absolutely,
a good pun, I think.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, I am going to take a quick break here, real quick, and step away. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll fill the gap for a minute. Because...
Andrea, I want to ask a quick question, though. Did you want her to keep these, or did you want her to return them when they're done?
No, they're hers. They're all hers.
Cool. Okay, I'll be back.
I was just going to say I had a point I wanted to make, because I am going to have to leave the show early tonight because my evil bosses have rearranged my rota again. What people generally refer to as, you hear it all the time, low comedy, puns, and the old phrase, sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. I'd argue actually that the opposite is true. I think with puns and with sarcasm, the key is that you actually have to have quite a sharp mind, certainly a quick thinking one. Not just with wordplay, but with what people generally say is lowbrow humor. You actually need to be very sharp and quick off the mark in order to be any good at it.
I remember reading a really interesting science fiction story, and I think it was actually by J.D. McDonald, who was a pulp mystery author from the 30s and 40s,
right.
The Travis McGee mysteries. But he wrote a little known and very fantastic collection of shorts that are all sci-fi shorts, and in one of them it was all about humor. And I can't remember the source of the original story, but the end result of the discovery in the story was the discovery that all forms of humanity's humor had been given to us by aliens except for puns. The only thing that was the only humor that humans actually developed themselves. So
right.
I always think about that with puns. That's the other possibility, is that they're the only ones that really represent us as as a species. But I like a pun. I like wordplay very much too. Like I'm not opposed to wit.
Yeah,
I will chortle intellectually when somebody gets all Oscar Wilde-y on my ass.
It's not your ass Oscar's wild about.
but
Party har.
High humor, low humor. And by the way, cool name says puns are not funny at all.
No,
Oh,
they're
what?
kind of.
I like to use them as punishment.
Hmm.
Come on, you can't just spring it. You can't just spring it upon them like that.
What do we have? 56? We got a few
Just
more.
leave me. Just leave me hanging. That's fine.
Well, without going to the obvious, a little later, maybe Kevin will have a pun war, and we'll see if we can't start it out with something. We'll go with, fish or farm animals. We could have done farm animals.
No, don't do fish. Unless you want to hiding, because that obviously I'm a chef. Anything food related, especially fish, we could be here for a good hour before we start running out of species.
Thank you, cool name. Appreciate the compliment on the shirt.
So for God's sake, don't do it.
Not even just for the halibut?
No, know your place.
Gail's at a loss. She's just clamming up.
That's the way
You're
it could be.
speaking my favorite food, so by all means keep going.
I'm afraid I can't. It's against my morals. I'm a born-again Christian.
The funny thing is,
That worked a little hard, but all right.
Yeah.
cool name just followed, and it put the dancing shark up right in the middle of the fish puns. So that's awesome. Thanks for following.
Live and interactive.
There we go.
Woo.
Way to play along with the puns. Good job, uncool name.
Yeah.
Not un. So,
It's nice to know there's someone listening.
Dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 dun. That was good.
Yeah.
Trying to steal the deal.
It felt like the right place for it.
Mhm.
You used place already.
Sorry. Now I'm talking pollocks.
Very good.
He just like to fill it up time. Just lost 2 viewers.
They're like, okay, they're gonna do puns. We're leaving. See you later. The humor just got too lowbrow for them.
If we wanted this, we would still watch Fox.
At least we might come up with a couple of original jokes.
I tell you what, we started
Sure.
watching Orville last night. Enjoyed the heck.
And
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Now, what is Orville?
Orville is Seth MacFarlane's. It's not a parody of Star Trek, but it's a Star Trek sort of parody. So it's got his humor in it. But from what I understand, we only watched the first 2 episodes. Starting the 3rd episode, they start bringing in real issues. So you're actually getting not only the comedy, but you're getting
Oh, okay.
real
And
stuff.
is this animated or is this live action?
Live action, and I tell you what, I have
Live
not
action.
seen Star Trek Discovery yet, but the effects are better than any Star Trek I've seen so far.
I mean, I can't talk about effects. To me, it looks as nice as other Star Treks, and I'm not the world's most enormous Star Trek fan, but I have watched this new one because my friend is heavily into it, and he came around and we binge watched the episodes that are out so far together.
Is it good?
I really want to get into it, but the pay to play thing is I'm just not going to. So
Yeah. Well,
Same here.
in the UK, Kevin gets to watch it on like Netflix.
I know.
Yay! Thanks, Netflix.
I know. You guys are lucky.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I can't say that I can speak as a Star Trek expert, but as a fan of sci-fi in general, I'm really enjoying it. There's been a couple of good little storylines so far. Obviously, it's only 5 or 6 episodes in now, so it's a bit early to have really done any kind of character or plot development. There's still fleshing out characters and using scenarios to kind of bring in other crew members and stuff. But it's enjoyable, easy watching. I really like the opening credits because they have like hand-drawn sketches of some of the starships and stuff, so it's a little different to some of the other opening sequences. But yeah, I say if you've ever enjoyed a Star Trek episode ever, go and check it out. It's definitely worth a watch. I found it really enjoyable so far.
I liked the first one very much, and I would totally commit to watching it regularly if it were on television. But which is saying a lot because I don't watch anything regularly on television. But unfortunately,
well, it'll be out on another medium at some point.
I'm gonna play their game.
Now it is 9
Hopefully.
o'clock here on the East Coast. Let's go into This Week in History.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't I have a song or something to prepare? So yeah, I guess.
Not tonight. We don't.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
He just
All right.
sang it.
This week in history, shit happened, y'all. November 17th, 2003, Skynet begins to take over as the Terminator is sworn in as the governor of California. Actor Arnold Schwarzenegger takes his post as governor of California on that day.
What big
was
changes?
literally the last thing
Go ahead, Gab.
Sorry, the last thing I did before I turned the TV off and logged onto the call with you guys before we started the show tonight was watch Terminator Genesis.
Oh, wow.
So, what big changes did he do while he was in office? Anything?
Oh, I know. It's California. I don't know.
Gail, aren't you out there?
Yeah.
He is.
Oh.
He was my governor. I have a degree signed by him because I have a master's degree from from a state university, and so the governor has signed my degree.
So,
That's what he did when he was in office.
besides signing your degree, were you pleased with anything else
Signed my
you did?
field anthropology MA.
Were you happy with him?
No, I'm. It's not my.
I
He
understand.
was. As Republicans go, I guess he was fine, but you can't expect very much from them. So the bar is very low. He didn't.
I'll
you
drink
know.
to that.
Yeah, yep, I'm with you there.
Up, there's a cat. Ooh, look at that view. Which one is that?
A special treat for all you Twitch watchers tonight.
Enjoy your game, Matriculate. And hey, Robin, good to see you.
Hi, Robin.
Do you want to say hello to Robin, Ed, before you go on with your next thing?
Hi, baby. I miss you. We got to talk soon. Camp soon, too.
Okay, so what else happened this week, Ed?
Oh, November 18th, 1978. Billy Joel earns his first #1 album when 52nd Street hits the top spot. The album contains the singles Moving Out, Just the Way You Are, and She's Always a Woman to me.
3 great songs.
Yeah.
I'm a big Billy Joel fan, though.
I have seen him live.
Have you? Like
Yes,
on the
but
street
it
or in
was-
concert?
See, that's the thing. I saw him in this weird kind of music lecture series at university, where he did this sort of thing where he was part talking, part playing. So he would like tell a story and then he would play a bit from that, or he would talk about creating, and then it sort of had a QA component as well. It was actually pretty good. So it wasn't quite a concert, but I haven't seen very many famous people like musicians in concert or anything. I'm not a concert goer, but he's one of my like very few. So there it is.
Very
My
good.
Billy Joel connection.
So did you learn anything?
Well, I'm not like musically inclined at all. So I was actually dragged there by friends who were big fans. So I was like, sure, I'll, it was college. I'll just fine. I'll trail along and do something. But it was enjoyable and memorable. So I don't remember a lot of college. I remember that.
Nice. Okay, Ed, what else you got?
Let's see. Current events. I'm going to stick with my airplane theme from last week.
Okay. I love that
a
movie.
guitar. Not quite that airplane theme. The sex on the plane.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, the sex on the plane. This wasn't sex on the plane, but anyway, a Qatar Airways flight had to make an emergency landing last week when a wife decided to check out her husband's phone while he was asleep. She used his thumb to press against his phone to unlock his phone. Didn't let his wife have access to his phone.
I got a story about this. Go on.
And when she started to look through the messages, apparently it contained a number of very intimate messages to other ladies that were not her. So, needless to say, his nap was very rudely interrupted as she began to beat on him and make a scene on the plane, and they couldn't get her calmed down, so they had to land the plane early in India.
I've been listening to Pandora lately, and I don't pay for it, so I get commercials. And there is a Bixby is the new voice phone activated thing, like Siri or OK Google or whatever. And there's a commercial for Bixby going, have you ever been planning a surprise party for your significant other, and they asked you to hand them their phone, and you don't have time to go delete your search history before they get to it? Well, now you could just say, okay, Bixby, delete my search history, and then hand them your phone, and it'll be okay. And I'm like, really? Can we just go, are you cheating on your other half and want to delete the evidence really quick? Use Bixby, you lying, cheating bastards. Yeah. Then the other Bixby commercial is a guy at the gym going, have you ever want to take a selfie of yourself and you just can't get your thumb to the post to post it? Now you can say, okay, Bixby, I'm flexing. Take a picture. Like douchebag commercials all the way.
Yeah.
What else you got, Ed?
And another one real quick. It's not really news, but I thought it was pretty cool. You guys might have seen flying around social media the guy that found the Millennium Falcon on Google Maps, on Google Earth.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh, no.
Okay. So I've thrown it on both the Facebook page and the Twitch account. Yeah.
Nice.
Disney Studios somewhere in England. He found the Millennium Falcon. They had surrounded it with shipping containers so that nobody could find it, but he actually found it on Google Earth. Pretty cool. Funny.
I remember there is a school campus out there that is shaped like the Millennium Falcon that you could see from Google Earth. But I haven't seen this yet. So. Good to them. Good to them.
And I know somebody had some weird news, right?
Yeah, I put the monkey selfie thing in our group. So if you want to post that on Twitch, I can't, or I lose Skype.
Okay.
You got it, Ed, or you need me to do it?
I'll grab it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can grab it.
Go ahead, Andrea.
Okay. Well, apparently this monkey took a selfie, and there's a lawsuit between PETA and the photographer.
Yeah, and from what I understand with this, is the photographer spent time with this primate and encouraged it, taught it, showed it. It basically urged the monkey to take the picture of itself. And then Wikipedia posted the picture as an example of that type of primate. And this photographer contacted Wikipedia and went, it's my photo, you need to pay me for it or take it down. And then, Andrea, what happened next?
I didn't read the whole thing, so I'm going to let you do it. PETA is doing a lawsuit for the monkey, on the monkey's behalf. Suing.
Because the monkey actually did take the picture.
Yes. Yeah. So it is the monkey's intellectual property.
So what does the monkey do with the money?
I think Pete is probably keeping it for him. It doesn't really.
He'd go put it in a trust somewhere.
Yeah. Well, though it'll all go to the lawyer's fees.
Pretty much.
So
let's see. Monday,
the photographer
PETA announced a settlement.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
They did a settlement and filed on Naruto's behalf. That's the monkey. Under the deal, the photographer agreed to donate 25% of the future revenue of the photos to the groups that protected this type of monkey in their habitat in Indonesia. So they came to some sort of agreement.
Good.
It's fun to help the other monkeys.
I'm glad it ended that way and not with the money going to PETA.
Yeah.
Both sides did ask the U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to, quote, dismiss the case and throw it out a lower court decision that said animals cannot own copyrights. What do you think, guys? Should animals be able to own copyrights?
Well, I think the problem is being serious, the problem is arguing cognitive function, isn't it? Mm-hmm. In order to have intellectual property rights, you have to have an intellect that is capable of recognizing your ownership of that property and your right to be paid for other people's use of it, or at least to understand that concept. So how do you prove adequately to a legal court that a monkey, chimpanzee, ape, call it what you will, is capable of doing that. Now, I know we're capable of proving that they're extremely intelligent, even though they can communicate, use sign language, and so on. But that's a step further to have the kind of depth of conversation and back and forth response it would take to prove that that animal was capable of understanding intellectual property rights.
Can they balance a checkbook? That is the question.
Can most people balance a
Most people
checkbook?
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there's the debate.
So that means ravens and octopi can have intellectual property, but everyone else, right?
Take it steampunk.
I have another one.
Ravens in steampunk, by the way.
We do.
Gail, you think we could take care of
Nevermore.
I don't do birds.
Well, whatever your personal dating preference is.
Sorry. I find birds really creepy. I know there are a lot of people who love birds out there, but I find them like the way they the thing they do with their necks. It freaks me out.
Okay.
I know. We all have our quirks.
I feel like I should apologize for the chicken joke.
For that.
I don't
have
mind.
another.
I don't want to write about them is all.
Gotcha.
Go on, Andrew.
Okay, I have another weird news. It's only weird because it comes from, it involves one of the actors from Stranger Things. I thought this was pretty cool. Gatton, I'm going to mess this up. Gatton Matarazzo, who plays Dustin on Stranger Things, he's been helping fans with the same birth defect he has. It is cleidocranial dysplasia. I think I'm saying that correctly. It's a condition, it's a rare genetic condition that affects the bones and teeth. And the character Dustin mentions in the show about this genetic disease. So Gatton, the actor that plays, he's helped a nonprofit foundation, CCD Smiles, that get created in 2016 for dental care and research for this disease and to help the people. And at 15 years old, he did his own huge donation to them, and he's helped a lot of fans and bring awareness to this genetic disease.
That's cool.
I just think it's awesome. You don't hear about it, especially a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
it makes me have hope for the future.
Yeah.
Well, also, so many parents that raise children in the public spotlight kind of given free rein. So I'm guessing there's some parenting actually happening in that situation. Mm-hmm. Not that the kid doesn't deserve credit also. But yeah, that sounds like a responsible
someone done raised that boy right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just thought that was a really cool story, so there you go.
Yeah.
Gail, what's your favorite charity type thing?
I tend to do, because of my profession, I tend to do education charities. So we have a little charity that's local called Pencils of Promise that I like. Girls Incorporated and stuff like charities that are encourage literacy in women or just reading in general, literacy in general. And then I have a couple of local LGBTQ like community centers and stuff that I support as well. Because I write a lot of queer characters and I am queer, so I want to support.
Very nice.
So those are my few. And I tend to just be like, I also do World Builders every year, which is Heifers International. So, but Pat Rothfuss makes that really easy. I just donate all of my foreign editions. So if you want to read a foreign edition, then if you're in the United States and you want to read like my, Heartless in Polish, then you can buy it from World Builders.
Now, does it include your manga?
It does. I think they've had the French manga and the German manga a couple of times. So, yeah. And then you just hop onto the Tinker's Pack website and buy it, and all the proceeds go to World Builders.
Which, by the way, if I can take a moment here, if you guys haven't read Gail's work, pick up one of her books. The Parasol Protectorate I've read and enjoyed the hell out of. Some people are like, oh, it's romance, but it's a book with romance in it. It's not a romance book. So you still have great character development and the comedy. She's got a great sense of humor, not only in person, but in her books too. And you smile through her books, and the character development, you love her characters, you give a damn about them, you connect to them, and just, yeah, pick up one of her books. And if you don't like reading a lot of words, then get the manga. It's got pictures.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have all the choices, man. I have young adult, and I have adult, and I have super sexy, and I have way less sexy. So,
Now, when you made
anything
that,
you want.
when you made that transfer from young adult to essentially adult-based literature, were you considering a pen name instead?
So I wrote the adult series first. I wrote the Parasol Protectorate first, and then I wrote the YA series second. But the YA series is in the same universe, but earlier in time. It's a prequel, temporally. And there's very few. There are crossover characters, but there are very few. And the YA, somebody came to me and asked me because they knew I read YA. An editor asked me if I would consider writing YA as well.
Okay.
And it is one of my favorite genres to read, and I do love writing it. It's really kind of it's a joy to write. So I was super excited to do it, and then it was like a mutual decision to put it in the same universe. My the Parasol Protectorate series and the Custard Protocol series, they have sex in them, but it's very like one of my rules, because I'm writing alt Victorian, is that I can't name any parts, so everything is like alluded to, and also the sex scenes are also funny. That like I also write the sex as comedy because
Which I
I think sex is hilarious. So it's either like hilarious because sex is hilarious, or it's hilarious because the two characters or more characters engaging in the sexual act are like snarking back and forth with each other. So that makes it funny too. So it's never like, nothing's ever too graphic, and I absolutely do not do graphic like violence or horror. I'm way more leery of that than I am of sex. Graphic sex. So, but yeah, so those are all under the same name. So it's basically like an adult, basically urban fantasy steampunk series, and then a YA kind of spy steampunk series, and then I have the latest one, which is the Custard Protocol, which is essentially new adult. It's like the college years, and that's kind of an adventure, global adventure steampunk series. But I did change my pen name for the newer, the San Andreas Shifters, which are contemporary urban fantasy, and it is sexy. So that one I did that because of the young adults.
Right.
Because I feel like it's fine for the young adult readership to jump to Custard Protocol or Parasol Protectorate. For me, it's fine. I wouldn't be worried. I feel like if a parent comes up to me and says, "Is it okay?" I'd be like, "Read the books yourself, and then you can judge your own kids' like maturity level." But I don't think you should go from the young adult books to the San Andreas Shifter stuff. I was like, that is a leap, and so that one's under a different name. I mean, it's just Gail Carriger. It's just, but I wanted to give as many markers as possible to people to be like, heads up, heads up, heads up. And then the first scene opening page has like 8 swear words on it. So I was like, in case you were in any doubt of that you are reading something different, like this is not polite Victorian steampunk. Like, be aware.
Good job.
I still had a couple of fans be like, wow, this is a lot sexier than I was expecting. And I was like, I could not do more. Like, I tried everything to tell you.
That's okay. In one of my books, it's an anthology.
I mean, there's a naked dude on the cover.
In one of my books, it's an anthology. It says anthology. And people are like, well, I don't feel like the chapters are connected very well. Yeah, and I'm like, well, okay. Then anthology doesn't have meaning in your world. So yeah, some people are just gonna do what they do.
Yeah, eventually you're like, well, I tried so hard, and I couldn't think of anything else I could do. So
right, without starting from scratch. Okay, Ed, do we have some birthdays, or do we start with deaths? Do we have anybody who passed this week?
I don't have any dead people this week, but yes, we do have birthdays this week. November 12th, 1945, singer-songwriter Neil Young.
Nice.
November 13th, 1955, comedian actress Whoopi Goldberg.
What do you think
November,
of her?
We need to get her on the show.
I could go with that. Yeah, she definitely has strong opinions, which, coming from her background, it was surprising, but not an unpleasant surprise to see her shift into a strong opinion. It's been nice. Okay, go on, Ed.
November 14th, 1954, first black female American Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice.
Is she a comedian too? I'm kidding.
Probably when she was talking to North Korea.
High comedy.
November-
Look at us go.
November 16th, 1873. Father of the Blues, W.C. Handy. November 17th, 1944. Actor Danny DeVito.
I adore him.
Yeah.
And Rhea Pearl.
He's such a cute little man.
Cute little man.
November
And
18th.
he was so good alongside the former governor, Mr. Schwarzenegger.
Yes,
He
Yes,
was.
twins.
Yes, twins. Yes. November 18th, 1939. Author of The Handmaid's Tale, Margaret Atwood.
Has anybody seen the TV series?
I've seen the original movie, but I have not seen the TV series.
I've seen a couple episodes. I want to go back and watch it.
I'd probably kill myself. I couldn't
What,
freaking
twins?
bear
Are you on
it.
about?
I
They
read
made
the
a
book and
TV
saw
series
the.
of that.
Hold on, Kevin. What, Gail?
It's just too. It's too much. It's like it's right now. It's too much. I couldn't do it. So I
Understand.
won't. I'm like,
Kevin, what were you saying?
Just what were you talking about?
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale has been made into a
Handmaid's-
television series, and
Oh, okay,
it's
right.
that kind of modern dystopian, and it is disturbing.
It's very intense. Very
yeah.
intense.
So I'll have to check it out and see what I think, and not tell Gail.
well, you can tell me what you think. That won't traumatize me.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that just watching the commercials, I can see it's a disturbing concept. So, and
Well,
if
I've heard people talk about it, and I know the source material, so I can't imagine it would be anything less than like paralytically depressing. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't have that thing that people have where they want to pluck at their own scars or whatever. Like I would rather just
Yeah,
watch something fun and happy.
I could go with you on
Always.
that one. It's okay. Ed, got some birthdays?
Yeah, personal birthday shout outs. Today we got 3 awesome birthdays today. Travis, happy birthday, dude.
Thank you, sir.
The better part of me, Teresa Haggard, my lovely wife.
I want to
Today's her
say
birthday.
something about her. It's what a great woman, and she puts up with me so well every time I show up. She actually hugs me and doesn't hit me.
No, she doesn't. She hits me later because I invited you over. My brother and my friend's birthday today, Bubba Bill Horn. Happy birthday, Bubba. Later in the week, a Bubba from another mother, Bill Schaus. And my brother-in-law, Frank Morgan. Happy birthday.
Kevin, Andrea, got any birthdays?
No, none for me this week.
Your birthday?
Oh, my birthday. It's still here. Gail, you got anybody you want to wish happy birthday to in the past week or upcoming week?
No, I don't think so. My dad's birthday's coming up, but I don't think he would know what Twitch TV was, let alone podcasting or Skype. So, metaphorical.
You
Happy
too?
birthday to the popster.
Want to quick wish a couple people happy birthdays from my friends. Frederick, friend of Dave Lee, who's in France. He's turning 31 tomorrow. And then Shavi has a birthday this week, Andrea.
Oh, yes, that's right.
My childhood friend who lives in D.C. now, Jenny Rudd. She'll be turning 44. And then Getty, who used to listen to the show on a regular basis, but I don't think he tunes in much now. He's got a birthday this week. One of my 3 editors, Annie McKinney, is turning 29 this week. And my childhood friend that I've known since I was 5 is turning 44 on Sunday. So happy birthday to Chris Trapuka. That's all I've got.
All right.
Okay, we good?
We're good.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But
Looks like
there's
it.
no song.
There's no song.
There's no song.
I could tell you what was in the playlist.
Okay.
So far, we would have heard Weird Al's Happy Birthday, Steve Miller with the Joker, and we would be going into Harry Connick Jr., You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile. Closing
Nice.
the second hour, we would have had Bastille with Laughter Lines, and in the third hour, the Steampunk Music Hour, we would have had John's song Steampunk Girl, requested by Gail, Dublin O'Shea with the Scotsman, and Frenchie and the Punk with Birthday Fanfare. So that was
Aw.
expected. Oh, and Jean's headed out. Good night, Jean.
Oh, good night, Jean.
So, now we get back to the regular show. But before we do, Gail, how's your tummy? Are you hungry?
I'm getting there. I think I might sneak out partway through coming up soon, but we'll see how it goes.
Just so the viewers know, if Gail suddenly goes, see ya, mutes herself and runs away, she's going to eat something because she's been so busy all day and not eating, and we want to keep her blood sugar up and keep her happy.
Yes.
So, oh, goodness. So, is political humor high humor?
Depends.
Well, that's low humor. Kind of pissy.
Oh. So what type of political humor are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay, hold on. Somebody posted something here. I gotta look. Okay. That's Kevin letting us know he's got to go soon. Kevin, do you want to cut out now or in a little bit?
No, I'll give it another 5 minutes, but I do need to leave soon, sadly. The evil bosses of retail have rescheduled our rotas, and so I've pulled breakfast tomorrow morning. So due to the time difference in the UK, that means I've got to try and squeeze a few hours sleep in somewhere.
So do you have any funny stories or anything you want to tell before we'll focus on you?
Do you know what?
Let's
focus on me, thanks. My biggest problem, I think, with tonight is that there's so many jokes that I love that I just could never get away with telling live on a podcast or that went down anywhere to be broadcast on YouTube. I think for those of you who don't know or haven't listened to the show for very long and don't know this, I'm a chef by trade during the day. And we thrive on questionable dark humor. All kinds of horrific puns are prevalent in kitchens an awful lot. And so you could kind of develop a sense of humor where you have to be quite mindful of where you are. Because all humor, and this is what I was going to say in response to what you just asked there, is political humor highbrow. It's highbrow or lowbrow. It depends on the context of the joke and the people that are telling it as well. So I can tell the same joke to two different sets of people, and in one place it'll get a huge belly laugh, and in the other place it'll get a polite chuckle. And so comedy is one of those things, isn't it? You've kind of got to know your audience, whether it's cracking a joke. You know, I've got friends that I could tell the kind of jokes we've been telling tonight to, absolutely no problem, but something with more questionable subject matter or that contained a lot of swearing, I wouldn't necessarily tell them that kind of joke, you know. And so...
Gotcha. As he lights up his last cigarette of the show.
Yeah, literally, it is the last one as well. It's a terrible habit. Don't do it, kids.
Should we do a whole show?
Don't listen
I was
to just going to say,
Kevin
sorry.
Telling this joke.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, if you want to do it, but that's the kind of one where you're going to have to every 5 minutes you're going to be playing the Talk of the Tavern disclaimer, just to remind you this is a show with adult themes, swearing. Maybe I don't know. Can we just have that on a constant loop for 3 hours, playing quietly in the background, just to cover our asses? If you could do that, I can give you 3 hours of some of the most horrendous, questionable jokes you've ever heard in your entire life. That would be an entirely different show to tonight's subject.
We would either gain a whole new following or lose all the one we have.
Or lose everybody who's listened to us for all these years.
Fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Yeah, we based our whole show on questionable humor for a lot of different topics and whatnot. It really makes me curious what you feel can't be said on air.
Well, I would tell you, but...
I know.
You need the disclaimer first.
Maybe I should stick around for another 5 minutes after I go off air and send you a selection, and we'll see if there's any you've got the balls to read out on air.
We'll wait till Gail goes to dinner so we can really offend ourselves.
Just get all the horrendous filth in 10 minutes while she goes for a hearty, nourishing soup. Comes back none the wiser.
I don't know why you feel like I protected.
There we go.
I think it's the inbuilt Britishness in me. Travis often likes to mock me for the amount of apologising I do for things that require no apology.
I only mock you because you encourage it. Sorry.
I'm sorry. What was it you said when you came to visit us? You said it's like you're constantly inquiring, like all of your friends are ill, because every time I bumped into someone, I'd be like, "You're right, mate."
Yeah, that was a
Which is
common
kind of like
phrase.
it's kind of like an island way of saying, "Hello, how are you? It's nice to see you." You're right, mate.
Whereas in the
Yeah,
U.S.,
we
it
didn't know
sounds
that
like,
before.
if somebody just fell down, you all right? And that's what it sounded like every time he greeted somebody. He's like, "Oh, I just knocked you over. You all right?" When he didn't. I was waiting for it. If they said yes, you should have punched them.
There could be a causal link between the development of that phrase as a greeting and the fact that I have 16 bars within a 3-minute walk of my front door.
Yeah, there's
Possibly.
proof.
I'm
We
not
went to
saying
most of them.
I'm not saying that there's not a lot to do apart from drink huge quantities of alcohol when you live on an island. But when you live on an island, there's not a lot to do apart from drink huge quantities of alcohol.
Now, Gail, I don't know. Do you drink at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I just I don't drink by myself, which, despite the fact that we are in company, I am alone and I have to drive home after this. So I don't know. I feel like drinking alone is pathetic. So I don't do that.
Wow.
I know.
Name caller.
Well,
You're not alone, Ed.
I'm also like a huge lightweight. So
that makes a difference
I
too.
can, I
So I
can
think there's
2 glasses of wine and I am drunk. I am like social, chipper, friendly, like flirty and easygoing drunk, but it just takes 2 glasses of wine to get me there. So I also I'm a real cheap date.
Next time
Yeah,
we
and
actually get together in person, we'll have a drink.
I'm also like just super picky about what I'll drink. Like I am like snobbish about all the alcohols. So yeah, and I will state for the record forever, because I am a writer and it is assumed that I will drink whiskey or scotch, that I think they are paint thinner and disgusting. And no, it doesn't matter how long they've been aged. No, it doesn't matter how long they've been aged. It's paint thinner and it's disgusting.
Whatever.
I'll drink to that.
So what do you prefer? What do you prefer, Gail?
For hard liquor, pretty much the only one I'll do is vodka. And that's because it doesn't taste like anything really at all. But I don't like gin either. I had to serve gin a lot, and I find the smell of elderberry is really like nauseating. So I know, like, I'm terrible. But mostly I drink. I finally decided that what I really want to drink all the time is champagne. So that's what I drink.
Nice.
No,
Oh,
this
wow.
is in no way a knock on you. Champagne is one of my least favorite drinks. And
It's nasty. Tastes like shit.
It gives people migraines and yeah. But I was like, specifically Prosecco, because I like Pinot Grigios. Like I like a real light spring, not too dry, not too sweet kind of white wine, and that's what I want my fizzy to be, and that's what I will drink until I die, I suspect.
I know
Nice.
there is a champagne out there that I like, because I've had one time where I went, hey, this isn't bad. But I don't remember what it was. It
Malt
definitely-
duck doesn't count, Travis.
I don't even know what that is. Must have been a good night.
I also really don't like beer, and this IPA hops thing is a sin. I don't like how can you drink it? It is so bitter.
I'm not a big fan of bitter
I-
beers.
I-
I like stouts and lagers.
Me neither.
Kev?
That's all right. I bartended
How-
long
how
enough
can
to like judge people's personalities based on their beer choices.
How can I comment on that as an Englishman, a nation that
I
have
know.
essentially based 95% of our entire popular culture on the consumption of alcohol or stupid things we've done to the rest of the world after we'd
As
had a
result.
drink.
Well,
Yeah, Britain I think pretty much invented the whole phrase "hold my coat."
I was a bartender in England for 2 years in the north, in Nottingham, and that is part of the reason I hate beer.
Well, okay, now I have generated a great deal more sympathy for you in the last 20 seconds
You know
as
what,
far
though?
as your attitude towards beer.
I've noticed Kevin
Yeah.
said, hold my coat. So I just
Not
want to
hold
point
my
out,
beer.
yeah, in the U.S. it's hold my drink, whatever it is, beer, etc.
Mm.
In England, they're like, no, I'll be holding my own while I do this stupid thing. You just gotta hold my coat.
You
Yeah,
can't
absolutely.
give somebody else your drink; it'll get drunk.
No, you can't box somebody using the Marquis of Queensberry rules when you're wearing a jacket, old man. For goodness sake, you have to take it off if there's going to be fisticuffs. And obviously, you don't just leave it scattered over a jacket over a chair in public. Some ruffian might be off with it.
But you can keep
Also,
your drink
there's
in your
that very elegant move where you drain the rest of your tankard and then use the tankard to knock somebody out.
And I see a lot of the old boys in pubs around here use the old-fashioned big glass tankard with the handle. So you're talking about someone that could potentially dislocate a jaw in one hit. So that'd definitely be a good opening strategy.
I need to bring one of those
Exactly.
home. And Victoria says, I'm a wino, but with the French ending, A-U-X. Wino.
That makes it classy.
Yeah, I will drink. Wine is one of the few things I'll drink, but I
What do you
get
drink?
ridiculously picky about it.
On the subject of eggs, why don't French people eat many omelets?
Why?
Because an egg is enough.
Because one egg is enough. Yes.
Because one egg is enough. I'm with you.
Robin says
Yes,
fireball.
Robin, fireball.
How about
Fire-
lime rum?
Uh,
That's why
Yes,
it has
there's a
straight-
story there.
It tastes like key lime pie. It's really good.
Oh no, this was
I
wine
will-
rum or lime rum.
Oh. What's
I will
the lime
do
stuff
early
it has?
early drinks, but I got off them after a while because I realized how many calories I was then drinking, and frankly, I would rather eat a piece of cake. Like,
Do you
there's-
drink while
if
writing?
it's like a sweet alcohol drink and cake, I'm like, I'd rather have no alcohol and cake. Do I drink while writing? No.
Okay, so you
No.
don't follow the Hemingway
I don't
philosophy.
want. I was gonna say I don't want to suck as bad as Hemingway.
I don't know if he'd argue with you. I think he'd be like, "Oh, I'll drink to that," because most of us writers are like, I don't know how good I am anyway. Why do you read my crap? But buy my
No,
book.
I only drink socially, usually with other writers or my friends, basically.
So what
And-
wines are your
yeah.
go-to?
I'm mostly a white wine drinker. I like reds as well, but I'll pair. So if the right wine for the right food, it's all about the food. With the wine is sort of a secondary consideration. So I'll do that. And often I'll take what's wrecked if it's a reputable restaurant. Otherwise, I'll get snobby and pick it. My dad manages a vineyard, so
Really?
so I'm born and bred on California wines, and I don't like French. I don't like anything super oaky, so I don't tend to drink French very much.
So
Got into some of the Kiwi wines for a while when I was down there, and I like German whites, but I prefer the drier. I don't like Americans think of Rieslings as super sweet, whereas in Germany Rieslings have a wide range, and I really like some of those in the ice wines and
So
stuff,
I've
so
been
long as
doing
they're not too sweet.
reviews on my YouTube channel of different alcohols and cigars and whatnot. Should I contact your father's winery and ask him to send me something?
It's a vanity vineyard, so they don't market to the public. So
Understandable.
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just trying to get a bottle of wine. Andrea's been trying different ones because we're not wine people, but it's so widely liked. We feel like
I want to
something
be.
Yeah, there should be something we like so we can go, oh no, we have this. So we're searching, which is part of the reason I
And
asked you.
I found that people really love Moscato. I think it's too sweet.
A what?
But-
A
I
Moscato?
agree.
Moscato.
It's
But I
way
think
too
it's
sweet.
too
It's like,
sweet.
well,
Yeah.
if you like, but it's like Asti in terms of champagne. It's like a sweet dessert wine originally, and or Vinsanto, or there's a whole range
It's the
of
Pepsi
kind of
wines.
or Gewürztraminer or sweet Rieslings are all super sweet. But there's Habtrokens, which are half dry Rieslings, which you might they're less sweet. An
I do like
Australian or New
Riesling.
Zealand Pinot. What's that?
I do like Riesling. I do. I found I like that, but I don't remember which type it is.
I'm loving the
Types
cat.
taking photographs photographs of the wine bottles. That's my trick.
I've
If
got
you
it.
like the wine and you're at a party, you just like take a picture of the label, and then you know what it is for future
I was
reference.
photographing a wedding. I did photography for a wedding, and they had the best Riesling. And I should have took a picture of the wine bottle, but it was really good. I know it was in a blue bottle.
Well,
Yeah.
Did you get a picture anywhere that shows the logo of the caterers they used?
No, they did it themselves.
Ah.
And it was that one just a month or two ago?
No, this was a different one.
Okay. Because, man, we could probably figure out who that was then, if it was a recent one.
So I've been trying different.
Oh, Kevin's bailing.
This is me tapping out. I'm going to leave you with a parting gift that you may or may not thank me for. So one last joke, since tonight's supposed to be about comedy. This is a joke that I once told to a chef I worked with, and he laughed so hard about it, even though it is a terrible joke. I warn you of that in advance. That for literally 2 years that I continued to work with him after that point, I would just have to sneak up behind him when he was having a bad day and he was grumpy, or he was having a bad service and he was stressing out. And I would just whisper the punchline to this joke in his ear, and he would fall about laughing and cheer up. But it's very, very bad.
That's a good joke.
So, it's another pub-based joke, unusual for a man who spent 24 years working in pubs. A rabbit walks into a bar.
I like it already.
And he says, okay, I see you do a range of toasted sandwiches on the lunch menu. I'm really hungry. So can I have a ham toasty, please? And I'd like a pint of real ale to wash that down. So the landlord serves him. Rabbit eats the toasted sandwich. Oh, God, that's gorgeous. Downs the pint of bitter in one gulp. He says, oh, I needed that. He says, do you know what? I'm going to try the cheese and onion toasty as well, please. And I'll have another pint of bitter to wash it down with.
God, I'm
so
hungry
the landlord
now.
serves him. Sorry. So the landlord serves him. The rabbit eats the cheese and onion toasty. Oh, this is amazing. Lovely. Downs the bitter in one. Oh, that's a lovely pint, that is. He says, do you know what? I'm going to sound like a right fat bastard here, but I see there's a third option. You do a veggie toasty. What's in that? Oh, like diced peppers and stuff. Oh, okay. Do you know what? Go on then. Give me one of those as well, and one last pint of bitter to wash it down. Oh, I got to go after that. So the landlord serves the rabbit again. The rabbit eats the toast. He's like, oh, this is amazing. You taste all the flavors. It's fantastic. Oh, lovely. A pint. Downs the pint. Bang. Falls over stone dead on the bar. So the landlord... I know, yeah. Every day, man. Anyway, so the landlord gathers up the dead rabbit, and for a lack of something better to do with him, he buries him in the beer garden. And that night he hears a wailing sound, and he looks out in the garden, and sure enough, there's the ghost of the rabbit floating around the garden. So the landlord comes rushing down the stairs, and he goes out, and he says to the ghost of the rabbit, how come he just keeled over and died like that? And the rabbit went, nah, mix him with toasties. Ed got it.
I didn't. Hold on.
I got it.
Yeah.
It's, I'm still wondering
All
what
right,
a cheese
then.
and onion toasty is, because it sounds great.
It's what I had when we were in England.
Did I have it?
It was good. No, because I ate it all.
I want a cheese and onion toasty. I don't even know what it is.
Yummy.
See, now I'm debating if I should clip this or not.
Clip it anyway.
Probably not.
Well, thank you for that, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Good night, bro.
It was either that or the joke about the woman, the gynecologist, and the elephant. So
Okay, go on.
no. You don't want to go there.
Well, I never want to go to a gynecologist. That'd be very confusing for both of us.
No, I can't. I can't tell that joke and then bow out on that.
Did you say
That's terrible. No.
I cunt? Don't say that.
I thought you were just. I thought you were. I thought that was the point.
No. I can do. It's a very rude joke though. You sure?
Is anybody? Oh, by the way, I want to say a quick thank you to Megabrarian, who has just followed us on Twitch. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Welcome.
thank you very much.
And
Yay.
you're just in time for a horrible joke about an elephant and a gynecologist, and apparently a woman, I guess, also, right?
All right. Okay. But I will say in advance that you brought this upon yourselves. So a woman goes to see her gynecologist.
I'm bracing
and she
myself
says,
like on a roller coaster right now.
That's an ironic turn of phrase as well. A woman goes to see her gynecologist and she says, I've developed quite a problem. And he says, okay, you want to just hop up, put your feet in the stirrups, I'll take a look. And he bends down to examine her. And she's this big. Okay, I just pause for a moment so everyone's got a bit. This is, my God, this is horrific. In all of my years as a gynecologist of some experience, I have never seen anything like this. Now, we may be looking at the possibility of some kind of reconstructive surgery, possibly, but before we go any further, this can't have happened slowly. Something has caused this there's obviously some massive trauma involved here, and so something of an abnormal nature has caused this. I'm going to need some more information from you about what's happened. She says, okay, well, you are a medical practitioner, right? So Hippocratic oath, anything I tell you is in private? He says, yes, of course. She says, all right, I'll tell you the truth then, in the interests of medical accuracy. I'm actually a porn actress. But as you can see, I'm not as young as I used to be, and the work's getting harder and harder to come by. And so, well, basically, I've just done a film involving bestiality, and they made me have sex with an elephant. And he says, my God, that's horrific. But if you don't mind me saying so, I've got the Discovery Channel, and just the other evening, there was a program about mating elephants, and a male elephant.
Seen the Grimsby Brothers movie? Go on.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, the end of the joke is he says, well, I've got the Discovery Channel at home, and there was a program on mating elephants the other night, and the male elephant, whilst quite impressive in size, is only roughly about this big. And she says, oh, yes, but he fingered me first.
Oh.
I remember telling that joke as a teenager.
Oh.
On that note, thank you for that, Travis. I now literally have to bow out.
Good night, brother.
Take a bow.
Drops the microphone, exits stage left. Can I just say, for all of the horrendousness of the last couple of minutes, Gail, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you this evening, and thank you ever so much for coming on the show with us. I'm sorry I've got to leave. It's been great fun.
Have fun with the breakfast.
Thank you very much. Yeah, 55 lucky hotel guests who I'm sure won't be in the slightest bit demanding. There's something for the British public when they come to stay at a castle.
Oh, yeah.
It brings out airs and graces in people.
Yeah, sorry.
I shall approach the breakfast shift with my usual charm and aplomb.
At least you're not serving Americans.
I serve Americans on a fairly regular basis. They're normally actually quite nice and decent tippers, has to be said most of the times.
Yeah, we like to call it Talk of the
Thank
Tavern.
When I was bartending, I always would keep an ear open for an American accent because the only time I got a tip. So I would be like, "Oh, you get served first. Hello, compatriot of mine. What would you like to drink?"
Anyway, thanks ever so much tonight, guys. It's been great fun. I'm sorry I got to bow out.
Not at all. We'll see you next week for Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I won't be here, don't you worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Andrea and Ed has plans, so.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Uh-oh.
Looking forward to it. Good night,
All right, cool. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Love to M.
And then there were 4.
There was.
Suddenly, everything changed.
I know. I have to go check the settings on OBS and make sure that once he actually disappears, that the screen is still filled right. So I'm going to pay attention to this real quick.
Oh.
There he goes. Okay.
How many ears does Spock have? 3. The left ear, the right ear, and the final front ear.
Oh my. Oh goodness.
Oh dear.
I know.
Andrew's been she's been Googling jokes.
Yeah.
So Gail, did you remember the other joke,
I don't. Did I say I knew another one?
I don't know. I'm just putting you on the spot again. That's all.
I have a limerick. Should I give you a limerick?
Limerick.
Yes.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
It's very blue. This probably doesn't go with my brand, but that's okay. Ready? Here we go. There once was a barmaid from Sale who had tattooed all the prices of ale, whilst on her behind, for the sake of the blind, was exactly the same, but in braille. Thank you.
Wow, I guess she was the butt of that joke.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I should give credit where that's due. I believe that's from Are You Being Served? So there you go.
Which is a great show. And, it's nice with those shows. And, some American shows hold up, but a lot of the British shows definitely hold up over the test of time. Though, I never liked Absolutely Fabulous.
Oh, I like that show.
I love Ab Fab.
Yeah, I'm one of the rare ones that just didn't
My
appreciate
mom
it.
and I watched it. We loved it. Yeah. She still calls me sweetie darling on occasion.
They came out with a movie.
But I know we went to see it together. It was
Aw.
disappointing, but we did have a mother-daughter outing to go see it because it was such a formative aspect of our relationship. So.
And by the way, Victoria now asks, what about the Rear Admiral? I don't know, Victoria. What about the Rear Admiral? And by the way, Kevin now posed because he's still in Twitch. There was a young man from Cossum who took out his bollocks to wash them. His wife said, "Oh, Jack, if you don't put them back, I'll tread on the buggers and squash them."
I do like a limerick. I think, my darlings, it's getting on towards 7, and I too will cut out and just go eat my dinner and head home to the couch.
It's so late.
I know. So late for me.
Gail, thank you so much for coming on, and you're always welcome.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
It's been
It's, with you being a name of notoriety in some circles, I'm reluctant to just blindly invite you to anything. So keep it in mind. If you're ever bored and you're like, Travis, I really need the distraction. Yeah, let me know.
I'll just come on. Yeah, I will do. Will do. And don't forget about me. If there's something that you're like, oh, Gail would be perfect for that, just hit me up. I never know.
I've done it before,
I'm around more than not. I'm not traveling as much as I have done in the past. So.
Well, and also when you come out with a new book or whatever, let us know. Bring on 5 minutes. You could talk about it. We'll get you the hell out.
Well, it happens all the time these days. I probably have 3 next year. So
I have like a couple with an editor, and it's just been slow going for them to get out. I just got one back actually yesterday that I need to go through the final changes and then publish.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Go enjoy your dinner, and we will talk to you again
right.
next week on Whose Line Is It Anyway when you pop in.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And then, let's see, Victoria says, Ab Fab movie was hilarious. I think my fave scene was the pool with Dame Edna. And let's see here. Oh, there we go. Just take that out.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh my FG, it's Lucas, has followed us. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you joining us. Well, that was redundant. And we're
following us.
Hey, Kat has joined us. Hi, Kat.
Hey, baby.
She hasn't chimed in yet, but I'm calling her out because we like her. So.
Oh, on Twitch?
Yeah. And by the way, the punchline to the Rear Admiral is left ear, right ear, front ear, Rear Admiral. Reaching a bit on that one. Reaching behind, I would say. Oh, this update is horrible.
It is.
It's, yeah, again, for anybody who would normally join us on... Hey, Kevin redeemed a wobble.
I thought he was going to bed.
He's apparently still listening in. We should just talk about him. Is he high comedy or low comedy?
Oh, yeah. He's British, so he's got to be high comedy.
Where's the link to go to the store to buy stuff?
Give me just a second. I'll pull it up and post it.
Awesome.
There we go. It's streamelements.com/talkthetavern, but I'm grabbing that link.
I don't want to type it in. I just want to click on it and buy stuff.
Mm-hmm. There we go. So that link I just posted for all of you watching on Twitch, that allows you to go spend up. Kevin immediately shot it out. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to add store at the end, so use Kevin's link. But that'll let you go buy the sound effects and make goofy noises on the show. I do find it funny that they still call bartenders landlord, whereas here a landlord is the bastard you got to pay your rent to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I still don't get the joke. I was caught up on the onion and cheese toasty because I wanted more.
Ed, do you want to explain it to us?
No.
You didn't get
Thanks.
it, did you? Kevin redeemed his screen. Oh, we're going into the last hour and 5 minutes, and we still have.
Is there a song? No song.
There would be normally.
You can sing for us.
What would you like for me to sing?
Anything. Just sing it.
She likes Rod Stewart. If you think I'm sexy, can you do that for me?
No. Please
No.
don't.
No.
You know who we should have on here singing?
Who?
Seth Rogen. That's right. That's him, right? The mouse guy from Sing.
Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, whatever. MacFarlane. There's so many Seths, but he's got a voice.
He does.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, okay. The main disease that kills rabbits in the wild is called myxomatosis. So he was mixing his.
That's a high humor. I'm not that educated on rabbit diseases.
Yeah, I'm down on the vet knowledge. Sorry. And now I'm hearing like sound effects, like people are redeeming things, but I'm not seeing it. So apparently they're redeeming it straight from the store.
Yeah, that might be me.
Might be you. Might be a wobble. It might be a glass
crashing. I don't know how to do it in the chat, so I just go to the store and
exclamation, whatever the word is.
Yeah, I don't remember what they are.
It's in the toilet, so I don't thought.
Yeah, the Confucius jokes.
I'm trying to figure out what she likes from behind.
She was talking about the rear admiral. And
okay.
That joke, right. I just want to let you know that people are making apocalypse jokes like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, so see, I gotta catch up.
Oh, it has a thing on there when it's redeemed. That's great. On your face.
Yeah, see, Kevin says, Neutron walks into a bar and orders a beer. Landlord says, for you, no charge. That's a classic. Is that high humor or is that low humor? Because it's a pun, but it's science.
It's just a little flat.
Kat couldn't chat earlier because she was painting. Oh, you were listening to the show, huh? So you were in pain?
I thought she said she was painting.
Oh, it looked like it said painting to me.
I don't know. Is she?
Yes. She's painting some furniture.
Who invented the round table? Circumference.
Ed, where did you see Kat's post? Did she... Oh.
Zombie Cat 18. Hey, guys. I wasn't chatting because I'm painting some furniture.
Oh, I totally missed that. I'm so sorry. I see it over here in this, but I don't see it in here. So apparently...
Where?
Yes, it just... you have to scroll up a bit. It's all the Stream Elements stuff was being posted, so that's why I didn't notice it. What are you painting, Kat? Let us know.
Is it a round table?
Painting. That's good sex.
What?
Painting. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're in the last hour now, so we can go off topic or we can stay on topic. Because I'm sure you guys don't want me to just, like, spout out bad. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for the cow. I'm having flashbacks to my neighbor. And applause. So, Edwin, what do you think of Gail there?
Okay.
Isn't she adorable, though?
Okay.
It's rough without the songs, which is weird because we still talk all the way through the songs.
Yeah, but there's still that there. And then I don't feel bad getting up to go make tea or...
Right. She's painting pen holders from the dollar store. Should have probably used spray paint. Just cleaning up now. You could have come over for my birthday party and we were doing space art spray paint, but nobody showed up to do it.
And steampunk.
Oh, and steampunk guns and stuff.
Because we have a lot of things, and it's like I don't want to throw them out. People come paint them, take them.
So Ed, can we talk about your floors?
Sure, we can talk about my floors.
More importantly, drinking when your floors are done.
Yeah, we can talk about drinking.
Do we have a projected date?
Let me look here. Let me see. Calendar. Come up here, calendar. Let's see. Put the furniture
just
back.
So everybody listening on Twitch or watching on Twitch or both, we have been doing reviews on the Talk of the Tavern YouTube channel for different alcohols, and I have done the short reviews, like 3-minute reviews of the different alcohols that I've received, but we want to do longer ones where we actually sit, the three of it.
Go to bed, Kevin.
Kevin, you cannot redeem your own thing unless you're coming back on Skype and gonna read something in your sexy Kev voice. So if you're coming back on Skype, get on and tell us something sexy in your sexy Kev voice.
Yeah.
He probably just shut down and ran for the hills. I'm waiting to see if he logs back in. Do. Anyhow, he just whispered seductively to himself, Did you make yourself touch yourself?
What? Oh my goodness. Yeah, when we do another review, I finally got the back order of my Tatiana.
So she's got cigars.
Take one of them.
And then I've got a bunch of different cigars. And so we'll be reviewing moonshine. And then also some rum and vodka. And also filibuster alcohols. We have those to review. So we've got quite the selection for you there, Ed. Including some stuff I'll probably leave with you so you can enjoy it after we're gone. Because you might not enjoy it while we're sitting there.
If you have to.
So do you drink wine?
Oh, I drink everything. Except champagne.
What kind of wine? I don't like bubbly stuff. That's why I don't like soda. What kind of wine do you prefer?
My favorite wines are Pinot Noirs because you can drink them with just about anything. Fish, chicken, white meat, or red meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an Aldi near you? Did we already tell you about the Aldi wines?
There's an Aldi right up the street from me.
They're less than $3 a bottle, and they're actually pretty decent. Surprisingly decent, considering the price.
Good. Their Moscato is not sickly sweet like most Moscatos, and I like it.
Touch Moscato at all.
This is not sweet, and I actually like it. I realized I don't like Chardonnay.
Too dry for you?
Yeah, at least theirs. I didn't. Their Moscato is just a touch sweeter than their Chardonnay. So it's not sweet, but it's not super dry. I like it.
Oh, look, somebody just redeemed a toast to you. And it was me. So, here's to me. Thanks for a happy birthday, guys.
Hear, hear.
Okay. Victoria has asked if Ed drinks blood.
It depends on who it is.
And if you know if she's on her period when you go down or not.
Generally not blood from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and Kevin has said he didn't have to force himself, but he did. He's got long enough arms he could reach totally around the other side and surprise himself.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm. If we run out of things to talk about, I do have 30 different links of geeky sci-fi stuff. Or Adolf
I have
Hitler's
really bad,
You have really bad what?
really bad jokes. I googled.
Go ahead.
It's good bad jokes. Bad jokes that are still funny.
Ed loves these.
Why did the Mexican throw his wife off a bridge? Tequila.
So damn racist.
Wait,
I didn't come up with it.
because he was drinking it?
Mexican jokes.
Oh.
I like tacos.
Tomorrow's Taco Tuesday.
It is. Do you have a place around there you could go for Taco Tuesday?
No.
Oh.
Oh, that's sad.
Did I tell you about the ribeye I bought, or the filet mignon I bought? Oh, thank you, Kat, for the cheer.
Yay!
Ed, did I tell you about the filet mignon?
No, you didn't tell me about the filet. Yeah, that vampire teabag tampon. No, thank you.
Remember the old grosser than gross jokes?
Yeah.
One of them was, what's grosser than gross? Two vampires fighting over a tampon. What's grosser than that? One of them wins. And then, of course, it's grosser than gross vampire with a cup of tea.
Yay for cakes for birthday.
Yay!
Cat said a cake's a free birthday.
Thank you. I licked my screen.
Ew.
Yeah. So I got a membership to BJ's and also one to the store. And I went in there and they had
How much did that cost you?
$25.
Wow.
And same for the membership to the store.
Spit or swallow?
Well, the employees were a bit cautious about swallowing. But just no blue tacos. Ooh.
Or waffles.
Yes.
Ew.
So anyhow, they had filet mignon for $6.99 a pound. So I bought a whole one and had them cut in like inch thick steaks. So we have like I put them in freezer bags, and there's like 8 or 10 different freezer bags with 2 steaks each in them. So we got like 8 or 10 different meals out of this. And I made some the other day, a light bit of oil. I don't normally season these things, but I put a little bit of seasoning on these. Once I had them seared and went to cook them the rest of the way, put a pat of butter in there with them. They were so tender. And Andrew, what was your opinion?
I don't remember. You need to make them again so I can try it. Again.
They were very good. If you want to cook, I will gladly bring some over if you want to throw them in a skillet while we're there.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll cook.
You just got to remind me.
It was a great price.
Oh, yeah, $6.99 a pound. You. Yeah. It's, by the way, Kevin says, Confucius say that man with hand in pocket feel cocky all day. Confucius say, man with 4 balls don't walk, he limps.
Wow.
I got a Billy Joel membership. Yeah, and he gives me flaming. You know what I mean? It's the most tender cut of meat a man has ever slipped me. This show is dying with whimper, isn't it?
With somebody whimpering.
It's become like an actual tavern where, we're the last 3 stuck in the place, and there's like people stuck in the corner yelling at us.
Go home. They're all leaning on the bar. They're going to leave so we can go clean that table, right?
I tell you what, I really look forward to one day when I actually have real internet at home. So on nights like this, I can drink a little more than I normally would.
At the bar.
Yes. I wonder how long.
The house bar.
Kevin's going to just keep posting jokes all the way through, isn't he?
He is. Yeah.
I'm just going to invite him back on Skype. So, you got to put your trim down, huh, Ed?
Yeah, I got to do trim. Got to get the furniture back in place. Oh, I was looking at a calendar, wasn't I? Yeah. So last week, we'll probably try to get furniture back in place. This week...
Okay. You're going to have all 3 coats down in this week?
Oh, yeah. I got to do 3 coats in a day, so I literally have to put it down, wait 4 hours, put it down, wait 4 hours,
Nice.
put the last one down. If I don't do that, then I got to sand in between coats, and I don't want to sand in between coats.
He's eating a Scotch egg.
Kevin, do you make them yourself? Because Ed makes his own. You do make
He
your own,
does.
right?
I make my own trim, yeah.
So where do you
That
what sausage do you use? Not even aiming for that, but go on.
Dirty.
That way I make sure I always have trim.
I know, I was waiting for that joke too.
Oh my goodness.
Victoria's dying.
So anyway,
Yeah, go on.
do you guys need a day, or do you need to spend the night?
It depends what day we come out.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things. I mean, we can do it in a day.
Because if we can do it in a day, we can do it anytime the week of the 27th.
Okay, hold on.
Of November?
A second.
Yeah.
Let me do this because, okay, so any day of the week of the 27th.
And we can smoke inside.
Okay, well, we'll see what the weather is. I mean, if it's one of those November Virginia days that are at, 60 degrees, we can go outside. If it's 30 degrees, then yeah, we'd appreciate staying inside, please.
Yeah.
Even if we have to crack a door and put a fan in it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be cheering the whole time.
But man, it'll be up. Victoria, are you available to stand at the door?
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Victoria has a question for you, Ed.
No, darling, I have not broken in the floor yet.
Waiting till the coats are on so there's no splinters involved.
Yeah, no splinters. Got to get it nice and smooth. Get all the polyurethane down. Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a beautiful backdrop for the episode on Twitch, though.
Yeah, I mean, we can sit in the bar. We can sit at the bar, even.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
If we do 2 shows in one day, what we'll probably do is do one with the bar as a backdrop, and then one is the with the canning as the backdrop or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
That way we get to show off both parts of your room and give some people different things to look at. But I'm looking forward to that. As for staying the night, that will all depend on Andrea and her work, but I think she's pretty mobile, so it's flexible.
Well, if we need to do one where you guys stay tonight, I'd rather do it over the weekend, and I don't have a weekend available before the 16th, so that's why I
November?
asked that question. December.
December, okay. Let's aim for a weekday then.
Okay.
Kevin wants to sit at Ed's bar.
16th of December. Okay.
Hey, Kevin.
I'm just looking at when that is.
Cheer a bit, Kevin.
Come on over, Kevin. I'll share my bar with you.
Andrea's in the store again.
I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, people. You get shots just for listening to the show. Go redeem them. It's great.
Yeah, all you have to do is put exclamation point and whatever the name of the thing is. And by the way, I love my picture for the girly shriek. You ever seen Monsters vs. Alien, Ed?
Before I answer that question, I'm sorry to hear that, Kevin. No.
Watch a video, Kevin. I only smoke when I'm fired. Do you mind if I smoke after sex? I don't know. That depends how good you are. You can't get the free ones here? Really? Because you're a moderator? Oh.
Who?
Hmm?
Who can't get free ones?
Kevin?
Oh. I don't know if I got free ones. I bought some.
I've watched videos, but I can't share bits on my own thing. But anyhow, with Monsters vs. Alien, there's a part where the president screams like a little girl. And that's the picture I used in the Stream Element store for the Scream thing.
Ah.
And there's, let's see here, we could do. I'm surprised this one isn't more popular.
Which one?
The record scratch.
See, I can't hear them because I have the sound turned down on them.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I can't hear them either, so.
I need to get a cricket sound up there for when the joke bombs.
Sausages up at the door.
Oh, look, somebody just redeemed a toast. Here's to getting together to drink.
Here. It showed the picture of the Google eyes on the beer. I saw it.
Yeah, the picture flashes up when you redeem the social interaction ones. So, for example,
you see my Kermit mug? I can't tell. Well, it's yours.
Oh,
but
I know what we need to talk about.
What's that?
So,
no, we don't.
In VIP, Virtual International Pub, the group that's linked to Talk of the Tavern, Andrea posted this horrible, horrible picture of Kermit the Frog, and he's all bunched up with his head down. It's like one of the puppets that somebody curled his arms around his legs, and his head is all bent down like he's ashamed or horrified or traumatized. And it said, and it says, oh geez, I'm gonna pull it up to make sure I get this right, because it's actually kind of a funny thing with everything that's come out in the news lately about Hollywood coming out and saying this person abused me, that person abused me, etc. See the picture there, Ed, on your screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know. Yeah, I laughed my ass off when I saw it.
And it says, to get a job in showbiz, I had to let Jim Henson shove his entire arm up my ass. Now, Odetta, who we know personally, says, I don't really think it's funny to make light of situations where people felt they had to endure sexual harassment and or assault to further their career.
Oh, well, sorry.
I think it's fucking hilarious.
The thing is, if Kevin had put that exact same reply, we know that he would have been making fun of this as a puppet, and thus playing along with the joke. With Odetta, we don't know if she was actually offended or making a joke. Now, I thought about responding with, like, the pinned post, which describes what the group is about, that, you know, we're mildly offensive, if not more so, and if we don't offend you, give it time. We'll get to it. But I figured I'd give it a day or two and let's see what other people do. But as I've told many people, the way I deal with things, what's green and smells like Miss Piggy? Kermit's finger.
Ew.
Because the way I deal with things is humor. You know, it's not necessarily a dodging the issue either. It's just handling the issue and then speaking about it frankly. So yeah, I don't know if she was actually offended or not. What do you think from her response, Ed? Was she actually offended or playing along?
I'd say she was probably actually offended, but like we said on here before, whatever happened to the good old days when we laughed at ourselves and each other?
You know, but the post I put up before is the picture of that meat sandwich that says when she's done with that club life and is ready to settle down. Did you see that picture, Ed?
Yes.
And it's horrible, but I'm hungry. Because that looks like a really good sandwich. It's like corned beef and a mustard and and slightly aroused. Or the bracelet that says "Touch Me and Die" and it's on a woman's arm, and I posted with it, is that a cock ring?
Yeah, but a lot of people are you know, the sexism thing and the...
Well, the thing is, it's not just women that have been abused in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's puppets too, damn it.
Kevin says, I flashed my cock at two grandmothers yesterday. One had a stroke, the other couldn't reach. You know, and my grandmother says thank you. Just so you know. It's you know, absolutely horrible that this stuff went on and absolutely shouldn't, and I'm glad it's coming to light, and I realize there'll be a witch hunt type situation where people call out false accusations. George Takei recently was accused of something. Oh, Kevin now asks, notice he doesn't do this when on Skype. He says, Ed, do you get offended by racial humor if it's derogatory?
Nope.
You like the sandwich, Victoria. Good night, Robin. Off to you,
Good night, baby.
So yeah, it's I'm waiting for what Kevin's next joke is going to be. I'm just kind of like hesitating to say anything else until he comes up with. I remember jokes as a kid that I would not say now because it is offensive, and with the culture then it was commonplace. Now actually, if I tell these jokes, I use like orcs or whatever instead of whatever racial slur it was, instead of Polish or black or.
So you're racist against orcs now? What the hell?
I am. Love me a good sandwich and Oreos. I'm pretty sure that is not a food reference. Double stuffed. Well done, Kevin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you think about ho-hos?
They go well with ding-dongs.
They're both cream filled.
By the end of the night. One is, the other one's empty.
Oh.
And here we just it turned into a flirt fest with Victoria. A stuffed sandwich isn't bad. I really want a sandwich. Or that onion and cheese toasty thing. When did you have those, Andrea?
Remember before we got on the train for hours and you fell asleep and took a nap?
Mm-hmm.
At the train station.
Okay. Why did I not eat some?
No, you had something else.
Okay. And I know
we got different things. We got different things, but I didn't share that because it was so good. Next time.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, I'm going to pull up some geeky link here. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Let's see here. We got Adolf Hitler and sex fetishes. We got your brain on fetishes. Science myths debunked. No, that's too long. Lunch shaming. Didn't I already do the lunch shaming thing? And there's somebody. There's Kevin with his cock again. Good night, all. Late night snack. Over. I'm off to sleep. Been fun stalking from the shadows. Mm-hmm.
I guess I could ask him next week about Thanksgiving. What do people in other countries think of our Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that'll be a good topic. I'm curious about next week. I'm looking forward to it. I almost wish we had made that for my birthday and done this next week.
Yeah, originally I was thinking it was going to be this week. Okay, I missed some. Oh, I wasn't calling you a ho, darling. I was offering you a ho-ho. Cream filled and all.
You know, I think we're going to do the rest of the show like this. We're just going to sit back, relax, and bullshit. I'm not going to read any damn articles. People are bored.
Say bullshit.
They don't have to.
New movies. I guess Thor's new. We haven't seen that yet. What's out? What's the new happening stuff? I'm not up with it.
I'll have to look it up, but I'm going to check Goochland Drive-In real quick.
Yeah, I think Thor is probably the newest thing. Doesn't Justice League come out this Friday? This week?
Yeah.
Is it this Friday?
Yeah, this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I did touch on. I did read something today. Apparently, there's some hype because they changed the costumes for the Amazonian women. They took their medal off and they put them in leather bikinis, and so that's sexist and blah blah blah. Stop it already!
It's a
but the guys are wearing leather bikinis too, so it's okay.
Well, and that was one of the things that was said in the article. It was like women are 3 times more likely to appear nude in film than men are. And I was like, but wait a minute. If a woman is topless, we consider her nude. If a guy is topless, we don't consider him nude. So
yeah, it's that double standard.
Yeah.
By the way, the
It's
drive-in
crazy.
this weekend is playing Justice League in single showings. They're just doing 2 features, so you leave after the first, and a different crowd comes in. I don't want to go to
Okay.
that. That sounds like a traffic jam.
Oh.
They do have a Thursday
Never mind.
showing. Oh, you want to go? We can go Thursday. That way we don't have any kids.
Sounds like a plan.
Your gates open at
Hope
5:30
they're
and
not
showtime at
listening.
6:45. Yeah, I don't think our kids are listening ever, let alone to the show. Or we could.
Okay.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna look.
Victoria, that would be turkey and cheese.
Oh, I am curious what you are talking about. Yeah, I've got to hold on. Favorite sandwich, everyone.
I like white meat, so.
Yeah, I don't know if
Oh
she's
my
asking about
God.
real sandwiches or not. Yeah, at our local theater, which is a kind of crappy theater, they have Thor playing all week at 7 o'clock.
But it's close and it's inexpensive.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Whereas
And it's near the Taco Tuesdays.
Friday, it is. Yeah, we could. You want to do Taco Tuesday, then Thor tomorrow?
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll check the bank.
Braggers.
We'll see if the bank allows it. See what kind of loan we have to take out. Which is great. We've hit the age, Ed, where yeah, we could eat just 2 tacos and be okay. Andrea just needs 1. I like her
Sometimes.
taco.
Oh my goodness.
Which it was funny when, there was one night for all the viewers out there. We signed off, and we have a group chat on Facebook, just for the Talk of the Tavern crew, where we discuss whatever. Usually the show, sometimes other things. And Ed said something, and he's like, "That's right, Travis, I'm flirting with your woman." And I'm like, was he worried about it? Did he think I'd be upset?
Nope.
Because I hope you
just
wouldn't.
letting you know.
Yes, absolutely. You flirt with
What
everybody
is
else.
it
You should
normally,
flirt
you know?
with her. God damn it. I hope you don't think I'm that insecure or worried, or should I be? As far as I know, I'd be welcome if there was something going on. So
I was just letting you know. You didn't need to respond back anymore because,
yeah. Maybe you were letting her know so she realizes it. Daddy's Home 2. Daddy's Home, the first one wasn't very good. I don't have any urge to see part 2. I don't like movies where people. Yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
I love Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, and I thought, great movie. No, I mean, you could take the humor too far. You could be too mean. I mean, it was mean.
It's one of those embarrassing comedies where somebody's just being,
mean. And it's okay if you have a point where you stop, but they didn't stop. It just got worse, and I'm like, no.
Hold on. Somebody just posted happy birthday to my Facebook page, timeline, whatever it's called.
Happy birthday to you.
That thing.
I'm going to invite her to the show. This is a friend in Canada who I had a great time talking to. And we don't talk much, but we still enjoy the same type of stupid humor, inappropriate humor. So I'm going to tell her to come join us for the last 30 minutes.
How does turkey and cheese sound erotic? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Because I said it.
I like roast beef, but only when it's rare and bloody. And it's hard to get a rare roast beef sandwich anymore.
That doesn't sound erotic. That just sounds like a doctor's visit.
No, Matricula is still lurking. Matricula. Also, when the mood is right, there is nothing like a good patty melt with a good thick bread that's been heavily buttered.
Anytime's a good time for a grilled cheese.
Oh, grilled cheese are awesome. And a Reuben. On occasion, when the mood strikes me, there is nothing better than a Reuben. Not the man.
I'm hungry.
Not the Jewish guy. Well, I mean, I guess to somebody, a good Reuben would be a good night. So yeah, it's by the way, Friday Justice League does open at our local theater.
That could happen.
Yeah, they've got 2 showings, 5:20 and 8 o'clock. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
And by the way, Victoria, that has to be American cheese, not no Swiss or Gouda or
no provolone?
No provolone. American cheese,
Not cheddar.
not cheddar.
Okay.
American cheese.
Mayonnaise, mustard, anything?
Mayonnaise, creamy.
Wait a minute, you're black. What the hell? I still remember that scene from Undercover Brother where they're like, "You're gonna pretend to be a white guy? Drink this glass of mayonnaise." And he has a watch that sprays
Ew.
hot sauce on it.
Ew.
I'm with the hot sauce thing. By the way, Ed, have you tried Cholula with lime?
No.
It's good. It's good. Do you like lime?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Which Cholula?
It's a brand of hot sauce. Usually I prefer Tapatio. Cholula's a little more mild and mellow, but with the lime in there, it's really a nice addition. I don't even keep bread in the house except for Andrea. I keep tortillas whenever I make a sandwich.
I'm like, am I bread?
You're white bread. Eat you all night long.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes no does mean yes.
Mm.
We're gonna make her blush.
Oh
Keep going.
no.
I really like all kinds of sandwiches. You know, when you're talking about like a sub, an Italian sub, where you've got the only time I like bologna, when you've got the salami on there and the pepperoni also.
Yeah.
And if I have a roast beef sub, I like it with pickles and Parmesan cheese on it. And horseradish if I'm doing a regular sandwich with a spicy mustard, because they might add horseradish to spicy mustard, but it's not enough. I want a little sweat on my brow when I eat a good sandwich. Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Why do we have to talk about food? God damn it, I've got cheese puffs. That's the only food and crackers. Anybody want to eat a cracker? They're brown
I wouldn't
crackers.
mind eating a cracker too.
Oh.
Yeah, the inappropriate last hour has turned into the slightly awkward, almost inappropriate hour.
Last hour, yeah. See what happens when there's no music to talk about. Matricula, come sing.
Yeah, Matricula, let's just add you in. You can sing a song for us, and we'll talk about eating. I don't
Sandwiches?
even have. I don't even have a sandwich that relates to the word matricula.
Okay.
She's got a. Oh, that's a heart. Okay, it's a monkey with glasses when she put a heart. I put a heart earlier, and it put a heart. She's got a monkey with.
It had monkey heart eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Can't do that thing.
So on Twitch, they got this crown up top. When you click on it, it says new Prime loot, free with Prime. And you could start a free trial. And then they have like Hearthstone, which is World of Warcraft, like a card game, but online. And all this other stuff that I just don't play these games, so I don't have any use for them. I wonder what game Matricula plays. Matricula, what are you playing? You don't have to like tab out of your game to answer. Just let us know sometime what game.
Oh, she's on a game now while she's looking?
Yeah.
Sometime?
She's got the. She plays the show in the background while she's running dungeons or something. I don't know. I'm so alone.
I miss gaming sometimes.
Kung Fu Squirrel. Online gaming or tabletop?
Tabletop. It's been a while.
Yeah, I miss it too. It's a great social outlet.
You can't really online game because the internet.
Yes.
It's better now, but still.
No, it wouldn't support a game.
Not really an option.
No.
And I can't play my Alice game anymore. I need to get a new disc.
Yeah.
So.
Now, Ed,
No gaming for
you still
me.
play games, don't you? You do your military gaming?
I just started up playing Total War again the other day for the first time in a year.
Wow.
I didn't realize it, but it keeps your stats and it shows you your stats and everything. It's like it's been a year.
Wow.
That's it. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I used to do flight sims, but they haven't come out with any good ones lately. So
Apparently, the show is nothing without Kevin. Damn it.
So,
God damn it, Kevin.
is there anybody to raid when we're done to like send everything to?
No is the new black.
no, it's the new black.
What was she doing? It took her that long to answer to that. Did you clean up afterwards? Did you wipe up the cream filling?
Silly.
See, the Stream Elements has now went, oh, look, we can start posting crap.
I guess.
Because I have it on timers and, yeah. So,
after so many.
Oop, Andrew's on the sounds.
I am not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, your friend Ed is on. The Sirith. I forget.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
We might be able to raid him.
Yeah, we can raid him. We only have one person besides us.
Oh, I know. I was just kind of looking at that.
So thank you, Victoria, for hanging with us.
It does still have Social Assassin up there, so it still has Kevin on. Kevin, are you watching?
Kevin.
In bed.
It says how many people? There's 6.
Well, there's 6 viewers, but all of them are us. Matricula is included amongst us. Hey, Matricula, you're one of us. So sorry. You're welcome.
Oh, it's so sad.
No, it's okay. This is a tavern. It's the wee hours. I thought about staying afterwards and posting some videos or doing some social media blitz, but see, Ed, the way it worked is I went to write my articles last night and didn't go to bed till 3:30 and still hadn't finished writing them for the paper. So I got 2 hours sleep, got up, took Aiden to school, came home, sat down to write the rest of the articles, had to deal with the whole editor not communicating with this other guy who's panicking about an article that I wrote that the headline was so disturbing that his whole organization was panicking over the article. And he had contacted me going, I'd like to talk to you about this. I sent it to her. This was last Thursday. 12 minutes after he emailed me, I forwarded it to my editor. I don't hear anything back from her till this morning when she says, he just called here. Have you talked to him yet? And I'm like, no. That's why I sent you the email so you could tell me how you want this handled. Because I don't know the paper's stance on this, and I'm not just going to move forward with something that's their business, not mine. I wrote the article, they published it. It's their thing now, right? Well, she went, yeah, if you could contact them, that'd be great. Now, she's in her last week before leaving for like 3 months of pregnancy leave, which we still have like a secret betting pool of who will... Oh, thank you, Andrea, for the bits. What are they, like face palming?
They just do this. I don't know. It's funny when it goes across the screen.
So yeah, it's she's like, if you could, contact him. And I went, well, what do you want? Because he wants basically to do a whole article about his side of the story. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, and do you want to do, a short disclaimer this week? Because I can't write a whole article in the next 10 minutes that you can get into today's paper that you're setting up. And she's like, well, we'll do a short thing today and another thing. So yeah, I have an interview with him tomorrow where I got to drive out to him and get his side of the story. The whole thing was, the headline was jobs lost, lives forgotten. And every point that he brought up that he wants to cover, which is the employees have been offered other positions, the mentally and physically handicapped people who are part of these group homes have been put in contact with other services and programs. And the one or two other points he wanted to cover, that like the programs were being cut for financial reasons and had been deliberated on since last winter. These were all covered in the article, but apparently everybody in his organization only read the headline in the first paragraph as opposed to the rest of the article.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually took a copy of the paper that I had, an extra copy, and I like marked where each of these points are covered, and I'm debating if I should bring it with me tomorrow or not.
Yes, you should.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I think so.
Yeah.
because by the way, I like
So
the
you
guy.
can say, look, I did put it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in there, but it was vague. Like some of the people may not have any place to go. Some of the employees who were offered other positions, it'd be too far for them to drive,
Right.
etc. Which that's the truth. But yeah, everything that he was panicking about as he's telling me these things, I'm like, this was in the article. Did anybody read the whole article? Which maybe I shouldn't have been that blunt about it, but yeah, I was, because...
Sometimes you have to be.
Now, here's a question. Here's an ethical dilemma. In the future, do I write these kind of forest fire headlines that attract attention and create panic, that sells papers for a paper that has cut me from 10 or 12 articles a week to 2 articles a week? Or do I put nicey headlines on there that makes everybody happy?
You write the truth.
Well, it was the truth,
Okay.
but it was written in such a way that people went, so it's all a matter of, what spin I want to put on it, which I know that's the way. And, on one hand, I'm like, well, if I help paper circulation, that's more stories for me in the future. But it's not like the paper has a loyalty to me, and I'm generally a nice guy and don't look to hurt feelings. So what do you two think?
I think it doesn't matter either way if no one's going to actually read the article.
That's it.
So write whatever my mood dictates.
Yeah, write what you feel like writing at the time, and yeah, that's it.
Unless they say no, don't do that.
Well, the thing is, there was that same paper, I covered a Christian men's group where the white church, black church got together and they're building porches and repairing bathrooms for people who can't do it on their own. And part of their thing, and I think I told you about this, they said, we are doing what the government and society hasn't done by bridging the racial gap and bringing the different racial groups together to work together as we should. And the government and society is kind of failing in that, especially, And my headline was, Christian Men's Group Succeeds Where the Government Fails. And the newspaper, my editor, changed the title to Christian Men's Group Succeeds Where Others Fail. So they took the word government out of it because that definitely would have been, tinder for a fire.
Yeah, and all they could do is change it if they're not happy. So
I was just happy I got titles that, because I'm not great at titles, whether it's for my books, short stories, or newspaper articles. But these, I went, oh no, these are good headlines. These are attention grabbers. So yeah, I'm now torn between the nice guy and me going, oh, I'll just do happy stories, but happy story. Oh, look, somebody just redeemed a dad joke. Hold on. I've got one here. I cut my finger shredding cheese, but I think I may have greater problems. Yeah. My cat.
How come there's not a thing up there for Ed to do?
I've approached him on that and asked Ed, what can you do? I don't want to just put up there, Ed'll flirt with a white woman. I want him to have a say on this.
Anytime. They don't have to pay us points or anything for me to flirt with the white woman. So,
Yeah, so,
I don't have anything there for you
it'll
either.
Flirt with a black woman.
Yeah, that's right. It'll flirt with a dude.
He flirts with women.
Yeah.
And everybody, So.
Yeah. So what about?
He's equal opportunity.
What do you guys think? What can I put up there that people can redeem for you guys to do during the show?
Me?
To do you? Ed do you or they do you? Who's doing
No,
you during the show?
what? I don't do nothing.
That's a
I
double
don't know.
negative.
I don't do nothing. No, I don't know. I don't think I really have much to contribute for a shot.
Ed, can you do your high-pitched giggle on command?
No.
Because that's adorable.
Yeah, it is.
Well, think about it, and I'll add something in for you guys, because we have something for Kevin. And we have the toasts. Though, of course, whoever redeems a toast, any one of us can, do the toast. It doesn't matter. Yeah, they're there everywhere. But we have the two toasts. We have the dad joke, and then we have Sexy Kev, where he'll read or say a short something low and slow and sexy. So if you guys think of something.
I think Ed should read something.
Ed.
Do I know?
See, what I wanted to
dinging?
do. I don't know. Is one of the cats dinging something over there?
No. I'm seeing if maybe it's my kid. No, it's not. It's one of the games.
Okay. A suck on the pipe redemption. Oh my God, that wasn't even supposed to be. Okay. I'm guessing this refers to I will puff on a pipe, but I don't really know if that's what she meant. Victoria, you want to expand on that?
The world may never know.
Ed, what I was thinking about you is you could do a 30-second black man rant.
I'd pay for that.
Do they get to pick the topic?
They can suggest it, and like I said to you, I think I mentioned this to you before. If you have nothing to rant about that, you can rant about somebody wanting you to rant about that topic.
I think that'd be funny.
How
many shots is that?
I can make that a 5-shotter if Ed will do a 30-second black man rant.
I have 400 shots to spend. How much time you got?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Me trying to dream up rants for an entire show.
just have a list, random list.
So is the black man rant acceptable then?
Well, we can make it a 30-second Ed rant. It may be
Ed
black or it may be white.
That's true. We can't tell with you.
Depends on what he is at the time.
That's true. We can't tell with you. So okay, I can add in an
Ed rant.
And I don't think I'll put 30 seconds. I'll put a short Ed rant.
Okay.
It could be 5 seconds. Whatever.
And I'll put that they could a topic of their choice, and then I'll, of course, explain to you as I just did now. If you don't have anything on the topic, you could rant about them wanting you to rant about that topic when you got nothing on it.
Yeah, it's all doable. It's okay.
Oh, okay. So like a Cheers thing, but with your pipe instead of a glass. They get a name shout out, so I could be all professorish and puff on a pipe and raise it in their name.
Yeah.
Pipe puffing of her choice. So okay, now we got something for Ed. What about Andrea? Ed, what can we have Andrea do on air, on command?
Oh, on air. Oh.
And on command. We could just have her tell somebody that's a no.
That's a no.
An Andrea denial.
That's bullshit. I don't say bullshit.
Poopy water.
I kill bullshit.
Andrea, Ed, can you think of anything for her?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I got nothing.
Let's see. Beauty tips, a crafty suggestion. Tell somebody where they could stick something. She could come up with creative. You could stick that in your Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay, she likes that one. Andrea, where to stick it?
Stick it. What?
Then you got to come up with different places every time. Ed'll be playing that for 30 minutes. Ed Black explains something to you.
Oh,
Are you
that's great.
capable of doing that, Ed?
I don't know. We'll see how it works out.
How much
Oh, that's
do you know
funny.
about collard greens and chitlins?
What you talking about, Willis? Oh, that's great.
None of us are chauvinists. If we had Ronnie Mexico, we could have him mansplain stuff to people. You know, if we had Ronnie Mexico,
You
we
can.
could do. Ronnie's going to rant about something, and in 10 seconds we cut him off because we're tired of it. Ronnie bitches about an ex.
You can put a button on when he's on the show.
No,
You can add a button.
that's too much
No,
work.
because it's going to happen anyway. We'll just pay for it.
Okay. Ed, what do you think about the black splains?
We'll just leave it at a rant.
We'll leave it at a rant. Okay, I'm putting a line through that other one.
But that was good, though. That was funny.
If his rant includes black explaining, that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll allow it. Whatever he feels like at the time.
I like your rants, Ed, because they're like short, to the point, done, and then you're back to mellow. Oh.
We have 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Well, next week is Whose Line Is It Anyway? Where we'll have Greg
Not
Chapman
mine.
on. By the way, let me just pull up a message to him. Greg Chapman.
Remind him.
Now, considering it's 4 in the morning there, let's see if he's awake.
Oh, that's great. Oh.
Don't forget, next Monday, you're on with us for Whose Line Is It Anyway? By the way, somebody else...
have him and Kevin?
Well, let me ask you guys. Mac wanted to be on for that, but I haven't spoken to him since he was on last time. Do you think I should contact him or just leave it at the 5 of us?
So how many people playing? 3?
You and me are running it.
4.
So.
There will be Kevin, myself, and Greg. Is it just 3? We need a 4th.
3.
Oh, Matricula's coming on.
Yeah.
Matricula, are you listening? You're ready for next week, right? Yeah, we got Matricula, Greg, me, and Kevin, which I think will be a great comedy team balance random thing. And by the way, Victoria says beauty tips from Andrea, stuff like "Oh, darling." Okay, you got it. You like that? You want beauty tips from Andrea also?
No, I just think that's funny as hell.
So do you want me to add it or not?
No, I don't know. Sure, whatever.
Now we got 3 things from Andrea where she denies you, she tells you where to stick it. Maybe Ed should tell people where to stick it, and you can do beauty tips in denial.
He can tell people where to stick it.
Ed, how creative can you be with telling people where to stick it?
Oh, I can tell people where to stick it. It might be the same place for everybody, but yeah, I can.
He'll tell them.
I'm not giving you guidelines. Well, I'm giving you very broad spectrum guidelines. From there, as long as we're used, I don't give a damn what they think. They're telling us to dance, monkey, dance. That's enough that we can fucking answer them at all.
I don't feel like dancing. But you can dance if you want
to. So are you guys all ready? Because you two are hosting it.
We'll be ready.
Okay. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to you guys messing with us messing with you. If anybody watching this has not ever watched Whose Line Is It Anyway, you guys look it up on YouTube. Enjoy that, and we're going to be having our own version of that. Hopefully we'll be back on White Party Radio and Radio Real. I've got to work out that technical issue with Sam Broadcaster, which, it'd be funny if I turned it on now and it worked, but no, it doesn't. So, fuck you.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is. So, yeah, we'll work that out.
Stick it.
It's Gabby.
Oh, wait, that's not me.
Gabby, who runs Radio Real, says she will be available next week during the afternoon, so we can work that out.
Good.
So I'll just come out here early and get on. And Victoria says I'll start redeeming stuff after NaNoWriMo, which is National November Writing Month. Only have so much of my
is that what that is?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to participate on it, and now I just write.
I remember.
Yeah. It's
You do write.
I
Good
do.
job.
I haven't done much personal writing. That's another thing. The whole I was going to write each day this month and post about it totally failed. Totally flopped so far. Still working on that. But my editor did get me one of my books back. It's sitting in my email box. I need to go through, and I should be publishing that hopefully within the next week or so. And from there, yeah. So.
Come here, Giraffe. Giraffe wants to jump, but the table's too far from me.
Giraffe is not a jumper. Giraffes don't jump.
No, he's my baby. Come here.
Okay. We are Victoria's own personal show right now.
I feel honored.
So
Hi, Victoria.
we have 4 minutes left, Victoria. Is there anything you're in particular wanting to see?
Or you need some place for me to stick it?
OBS had a little red dot on it. I thought maybe it wanted something, but I don't see what it's complaining about. So yes, it's the official time is just 2 minutes, which normally when it's 45 seconds I could put on the outro. So at this point in time we could put on the outro anytime we're ready. I know we're kind of winding down anyway. So I've got to wrap this up and clean up in here and head home. I'm not going to stay late and do extra stuff. I'll come in early next week. And Andrea, I'll have to actually write that story tomorrow night instead of goofing off. Right after Taco Tuesday and Thor.
What story?
The one at 1:30, or 1:30, something like that. I'm supposed to be at his place to talk to him and get his side of the story about them closing everything down.
I gotcha.
Oh, she wants to call in the point things. Ed, can you do a quick rant, please?
She'll have to wait.
Get a gentle rant about patience there.
Yeah. I don't see any points popping up here, so you're going to have to wait until... Oh, I see. All right. You already put that up there?
No.
So no.
That'll be on my to-do list this week.
I'm not going to let you have a special rant just because it's you. I mean, yeah, you are a special person and everything, but no, you don't get a special rant just for you.
Oh, you can't see it.
There you
Can't
go.
see it.
And there's your rant, Victoria. A rant about not doing a rant.
Good night, sweetie. You have a good evening.
Have fun writing.
Write live.
Okay. And yeah, we're got 1 minute left. So, okay, make sure you join us next week. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Share the videos that you like. Bitch on the comments if you want. I'll respond to most of it. I did have a comment this past week, which the person then unfollowed me. I put up a ghost theory video, and they responded with, "Do you believe in the Holy Spirit? How old are you?"
Oh, wow.
Now, this is somebody that responded to like a half dozen of my other videos, and we had a back and forth, and they've changed their YouTube name like 5 times along the way. So now they've
Yeah.
unfollowed me. I guess that one thing really upset them about my theories on ghosts not being the spirits of the dead, instead being, scientifically explainable, though still ghosty in a way. Okay.
Who you gonna call?
You may be on the drive home unless you're asleep.
I'll be awake. I'm gonna make food. I'm hungry.
What you making?
So am I. I'm hungry too.
God.
Grilled cheese. I'll make you some grilled cheese.
Yeah, I want
I might have to
to.
make a 7-Eleven hot dog one.
The hot dogs we had this weekend in the brats, they were really good. Ed, do you like
No,
dill or sweet relish?
both.
There is a new dill relish out there by Olive, whatever that Olive brand is, Mount Olive.
Olive Mount.
Mount Olive.
Yeah.
It's deli style dill relish. So good, it tastes like fresh diced dill pickles.
Okay.
It's great, worth picking up. Okay, everybody out there in Twitchland, have a great night. We will catch you next week, and hopefully this will be up on Radio Real and White Party Radio sometime later this week. We'll see what we can do. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.